He lost the Queen
Oh
and
my
he lost
god,
the Bess.
oh, I gotta watch that B2 game. You just ruined it for me.
Yeah. It was pretty. It was okay, but it was like it was both of them. I think were TVP. That's why. Like anyway, so we got Ultra, we got Dandy TVT, Ultra on the freaking top right, Dandy on the top bottom left. I don't know, man. I think I don't know. We've seen them play before. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, shout out to Ultra and Dandy. Dandy's played all 2v2s. He played against Scan 1v1 show match.
Mhm.
He played Terran, and I think Scan played Zerg.
Mm. Um. Oh, this is an early scout. What's up with that? What? Why is it so early? Yo, why is it so early? Oh, it's a proxy. What the fuzz?
Right out of his gate, too.
He's gonna see that right off the bat when when the scouting starts, right after the.
Will he, though?
I think so.
You can click off the vision and see if he.
He'll see it, but he hasn't gone scouting yet. That's the thing. Oh, here it comes. Here's this. Is this the scout or is this the barracks? No, this is the barracks. Yeah, it's gonna be a while by the time he. Is it gonna be over already? Wow, Dandy's just. Wow. So excited. Oh man. Did DeWalt ever get back to you?
No, he usually logs on a little later.
Oh, I see.
So we will find out about that. I'm curious.
Oh, look,
Is he undefeated?
Ultra found it, and now he doesn't know what to do. No bunker. They just. Oh, here's the Marine. Marine's shooting. Pew pew pew. Marine's gonna die. Nothing's changed. What's going on back here? I don't know. I don't think this was really worth it. Because he's got nothing done with these Marines. I think it was he needed to keep that SCV alive so he could put down a bunker, right? I think that was the idea. No, here comes his own Marines. Defender's advantage.
I mean, one of the issues is they get trapped, too. I don't think he can even maneuver out of there, right?
Like, I think Dandy effed up, man.
Might have not even mattered where the barracks was built,
Mm-hmm.
but I just noticed he kind of got trapped in there.
Well,
I love that Marine. He's like, I'm just going to go chill over here and maybe not die. And he just.
like, Dandy's investing a lot into this, and he's getting literally nothing out of it.
I'm just going to float
What the
and check out what you're doing. It
Oh,
becomes like a
he's gonna.
observer, flying observer.
Oh, he's got his one factory out. He's gonna have to remake that barracks if he wants more
I like where
factories.
Ultra's building his second factory.
Hmm. Yeah,
A little bit away from the barracks so I can't see.
Yeah, he can't see it. Um.
Yeah, sorry for being a little bit absent there. I was just hitting up all the Discords and Team Liquid, letting people know that we're streaming
Mm-hmm.
Dandy versus Ultra. And Ultra, shout out to him. He also told, I guess, his followers
Mm-hmm.
on Facebook or whatever that we're streaming this.
Hmm. Well, Ultra's got his Vulture out. There's the second factory from Dandy, but you know he's gonna lose this barracks in like 50 seconds. No man, I don't see Dandy. I don't see Dandy getting out of this. I think this is Ultra's game to lose.
Well, let's see. Yeah, Ultra has more supply. SCD count is kind of similar. Both have two factories.
LOL! He still lost that fucking barracks. He sent an SCV to try to repair it, and he didn't make it in time.
That made you laugh.
That was really sad, man. I was watching. I'm like, oh, he's actually gonna save this. I'm like, nope. That's it. This is it.
Well, that is a big deal. I guess he can't make a starport, or and he's got
No,
no units here.
no, it's got nothing. It's over.
It's gonna take a
Like,
while for that vulture to come out or anything. Yeah.
yeah, he's just got to clear out all these SCVs. That's it. I think it's GG.
I mean, it was a do or die strat. Maybe.
I think so, man. I think that was pretty all in. Like it, a lot of things didn't make any sense. He lost the first two initial Marines and didn't kill anything. Like no SCVs, no nothing. Yeah, see, there we go. That's that. No problem. That's okay. You know.
Like the games we saw with Terra yesterday, you know how he was making that proxy barracks? That's versus Zerg though, but it seemed like it was pretty safe in that if it totally failed, he's good. He just sort of floats back, blocks, and he mechs. Whereas this one, yeah, I guess the barracks is so far away that you can't float it back and block.
That's okay, man. Whatever. I mean, it was a nice attempt. You know what I mean? I understand. You kind of want to get as much advantages as you can. So opening up with like, an all-in of some sorts. Okie doke. Yeah, okay, I'm ready.
So shout out to everybody. This is a Think Quick prize show match. We basically give money to the winner. This is a best of 7, so I think the prize amount was increased
Mhm.
$15, I think.
Mhm.
I didn't know it's a TVT.
Mhm.
Not a lot of players are willing to play best of 7 TVT, but
It's okay.
they just went at it. I think Ultra and Dandy are sort of friends and practice partners too. So they sort of know how each other play.
Okay, so we got Ultra on the top here. Ultra. Then we got Dandy at the bottom here. Dandy. Oh shoot, what about people who are colorblind? I should probably switch the colors. Oh fuck, that won't work.
I hope everybody who's just watching this is on our Discord. If you're not, please join. We're looking for A, B, and even C rank players to participate in show matches. We got the rules in our Discord. You can read about it.
Wait, is Dandy doing it again? He's setting an early freaking SCV.
Yeah, it looks like it's being timed so that when he hits.
There's the
No,
proxy
this one might
racks.
be a little earlier. It's at 7
Whoa.
SCVs.
Whoa, he's doing it again. Whoa,
I guess you wouldn't expect it like twice in a row.
I guess so, you know. Sure, I mean it's the best of 7. They have a lot of wiggle room, right?
But I mean, how effective is this?
We'll see. Maybe just Dandy just had a misplay last match.
Hmm.
But
Interesting place to make his barracks.
is it? I don't know match point,
Yeah.
so like,
Pato is here. He'd be like,
mm-hmm.
I will tell you why he's doing that. But I
Why?
have no idea, so it's kind of like a surprise.
Can you
Pato is really knowledgeable, but he's like the biggest spoiler ever.
can you Google it?
He predicts everything. He's got a good understanding of 1v1.
Here we
Ever
go.
since we started doing this, Jerry, I figured out how much I really didn't think about the game. I just
Yeah.
played it
Well, what
for
else is
years.
new? What else is new, Mo? So he's Ultra's already spotted the proxy.
That's fair, man.
Okay.
That's fair.
And Ultra is reacting the way that he react last time, all chill and stuff. I don't know, man. I feel like Ultra's got the series, to be honest with you.
Ultra is S rank. Dandy has indicated that he's an A rank, but he's pretty good. He went up against Scan, and those were some good
Off race
games.
scan, right? You have to say
Yeah, he
that.
played Zuri.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
it's
It
a
wasn't
big,
TV.
it's a huge issue. Cause I mean, you know. Anyway, whatever. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so the bunker
The
got
meaning of the
canceled.
SCVs and Marines.
This is an all-in, right? This has got to be an all-in if you pulled the two. So there's like three SCVs. They're just shooting things. He's waiting for his Marines to come out. Pew 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 pew. No, it's not
Hmm.
working, man. It's not working. Here's the bunker again. No, man. 3 Marines for Ultra? I don't think so. This rush is gonna be. It's. That's it. I don't see this finishing. No, man. No, no, but he is losing a lot of SCVs, but
He's
no,
done a lot of damage already.
I don't think so, man. Ultra, we'll see. We'll see what happens if this when this rush
I
ends.
think he should have maybe pulled more SCVs. He can't afford more
Ooh,
Marines
I
being
think
accumulated here. It
yeah,
might be
yeah,
too
yeah.
late though.
I think you might be right.
Those Marines are pretty low HP though,
Yeah,
right?
if he gets us around, then like yeah,
There's two.
yeah. See, they're
There,
not
there
getting
you
one
go.
shot, but Dandy's sort of
I
ahead
love that
now, right?
Marine. Do you see him? He's like, I'm getting the fuck out of
Yeah.
here, bro. I fucking love that.
But I
And then when he
mean,
meets up with somebody else, he grows some balls. Let's go.
uh,
And then he's
Dan
gonna run away.
Dandy is ahead on workers,
Oh my god, I love Marines
so
running away.
I don't know if this means that Dandy's ahead now or if Ultra's behind. But the rush is over, isn't it? No, he's just gotta mass up. I think he's just gonna all in here, right? He's got it all in at this point, right? But
Shout out
why?
to Russ Brain who just messaged us.
What?
Big shout out to Russ Brain who just messaged us. Big name in Brood War esports, and I think other esports too. I think he does a lot of stuff in Warcraft and other games.
Okay, so it looks like Dandy's gonna. I think he's gonna scout with his barracks, right? He's
He's
gonna.
got a lot more SCVs than Ultra. I wonder if Ultra can come back. I mean, he's just making his factory, right? And Dandy, one of them is almost complete. Oh, a big shout out to My Fleeting Dream, man. So he's helping out with the financing of show matches, and he's got some cool ideas to contribute, man. So you two have helped quite a bit, along with Depleted, Wiggly, and Fuji. We've got a lot of support from people in the community, man, which is cool. I guess when you're doing something that's a little bit selfless, I don't mean to sound self-congratulatory, but you know, we obviously have nothing to gain from doing this and everything to lose in terms of money and time. All right, so this barracks. God, I hate Pato, man. Why couldn't I just called it barrack? It used to be barrack before fucking Pato pointed that out. It feels weird calling one structure by a plural name. Like, what do you say about two of them? Two barrackses?
What?
What's he upgrading? Mines and speed at the same time. So that's kind of interesting because I think most people. No, I'm not going to make a generalization. I have no idea what I'm talking about. My guess is some people might just research like mines first or speed first and then do the other one. But he's researching both of them at the same time. He's only got one SCV mining gas, eh, Dandy?
Yeah, I can see that.
Because I think he's just going vulture heavy,
Hmm. But at this
right?
point, I think isn't that what they're both doing?
And Ultra, I think he's got 3 SCVs mining gas. Oh, there you go. Yeah, this was his plan. Now, I don't think mines work with vultures, right?
No, 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 no. The vultures essentially float.
And Ultra did a decent job. Their supply isn't that different, man, but Dandy still has 10 more SCVs, and I think that's a little bit important.
Only a little bit though.
I mean, it's a good indicator of economic performance, I guess.
You
And if they have
guess?
like a second command center or whatever.
Dude, if you don't know, I don't know, man.
I'm just trying to find a way to talk about shit without sounding like I know what I'm talking about, which is really difficult.
Is it?
Do you know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Hmm.
I love that. There's nothing in the bunker, and he just backs off. So he's really committing here. Wow, is Ultra gonna? Ooh, I'm not. I'm not sure. I feel like he overcommitted there.
We'll see.
That happens to me sometimes when you get into a micro battle and you're like, it's just like a terrible car accident. You're just losing everything, and you can't, for some reason, stop losing everything. Everything just died that he sent in there. So he is behind. So I'm guessing he needs to like do stuff to catch up. His command center isn't near completion. It seems like he's always going to be behind 10 SCVs. Dandy's making a starport. He's also got a mine in Ultra's base that gives him vision, right? Near the two factories.
Does it? It gives him a
Yeah.
little bit of vision, I guess. Yeah.
Supply is a little bit significant now. Dandy's getting his tank count up. Oh, he's making vultures again. Ultra's not upgrading out of his armory. Dandy's just making his armory. Look at that, he's making a barracks to float into Dandy's base, I'm guessing. And Dandy's making his dropship right now. I have a broom by me, Jerry. A
Uh-huh.
broom for protection. God, I hope it left my apartment. There's a dropship. Empty. Oh my god. Ooh. Did you see that?
No.
That mine hit Dandy's 4 tanks. Look at their health.
Hmm.
I love it when like units just peace out. They're like full of confidence, and then something happens. They're like, nah, I'm just gonna go back. So Ultra is floating his barracks into Dandy's base. Dandy's making little mines in Ultra's base. I think that gives him vision and sort of prevents Ultra from making anything. Blocking away. So Dandy's got 6 factories, bro. What do you think of that?
Well, that sort of makes sense because of the,
You need units, right?
well, it's not just that, but Dandy got ahead, right? In the beginning, which is why, like, I mean, Ultras is kind of like, he's still trying to catch up, right? That's why he's all turtling and stuff. Like, look at Dandy. Dandy's grabbed like 2 more expansions, right?
I feel like he's playing it safe. Yeah, that advantage probably isn't enough to
No,
try to
no.
just kill him with 1 expansion. Because if Ultra holds, then they're kind of even. So he's just going to take the left side of the map. Now, if Ultra knows that, I'm guessing he would expand again. He's got mines that are blocking his third expansion there. At 4 o'clock?
That's not 4 o'clock, dude.
3 o'clock-ish?
I don't know, man. I think Dandy's gonna win this in like 20 minutes. Because of that early advantage, to be honest with you. Like he's up a base essentially, right?
His supply is up there.
Yeah. So I mean, let's.
But, you know, if they both max out and then engage, I mean, it's possible for Ultra to come out the victor, just depending on how that goes. Like, I noticed casters talk a lot about a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But if I were to put a percentage on it, I think the way that players engage in battles is much more like a determining factor and who wins than like other small stuff, which probably are important and influence the way that, you know, a player ultimately wins. But I don't think they're always that relevant to how players engage. Like when they choose to engage in battles, when they back off, when they, you know, and being able to assess, am I going to be able to win this battle? What do I got to do? All that. It's like interesting when I see. Here we go.
I don't know. I think Ultra's gonna turn this around, man.
I mean, that wasn't bad for him. He lost his units, but he didn't take out too many. I don't know.
It's just keeping him in check. That's keeping Dandy in check. That's what Ultra's
A little
trying to
bit.
do, right? Ultra just needs to like make up the lost, what he lost in the beginning. That's all it is. The lost
He
time.
just doesn't have vision there. He might be scanning a little bit. So now Dandy's gonna drop some SCVs here, I think.
Dude, why would he do that?
Because his own tanks target that SCV and they do splash damage on themselves.
But he was just trying to kill this one tank?
Well, he did quite a bit of damage on them. So when he drops them down there, Ultra's own tanks start targeting that SCV and they do splash damage on his own tanks.
Oh, I see.
So one of the tanks is down to 1 HP.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't bad. He didn't lose his dropship, but he probably needs to repair it. Dandy's got a lot of minerals, eh? And he's almost maxed out.
Uh-huh, and?
What are their upgrades like? Oh, he's got a lot of dropships, bro.
Does he? You think he's gonna do a Doom drop?
What's a Doom drop? Just like a bunch of fucking units?
I don't know, man. It's something I heard people say, so I don't know what it means. I was kind of hoping you'd know what it means. Clearly, you don't know what it means. Are we winning yet?
I'm not on a team, man. I like to root against Seoul because of
Uh-huh.
Fuji managing owning Seoul. And my dislike for him, I'm just joking. But, okay, so he's going to be setting up here.
Nope.
Look at the turrets there.
Ultra knew it, man. He just knew that this drop was coming.
Bro.
There, he just... Oh,
Nerdy
shit.
sleeping.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Is this actually gonna do much damage? Did he lose like three out of 4? Yeah,
I feel like there he should have assessed the situation and bounced. It's like, okay, there are a few turrets here, and I already see units sieging.
Uh-huh.
I'm out, but there's something about this game that just draws you into like
Uh-huh.
completing whatever you were about to do,
Oh.
and not back down.
Well,
Hey, Dream. Stop by and cast if you like.
yeah, man. Relieve me. No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say, believe me, the
Yeah.
invitation's open to anybody. Join our Discord. Hop into the Open Cast channel. Just decent sound quality and good manners. You don't need to have any knowledge of the game, obviously.
Look at us. We don't know what the hell we're talking about. We're just saying words.
I know everything. I know everything. There's a bunch of fucking brown shit on the map, and that means
More
the
tanks means more
brown
win,
player.
right? More tanks means more win.
Well, he's not even sieging.
He doesn't need to because he has more tanks. He just can walk in there and just shoot
Ooh, they're doing
things.
a lot of damage though, bro.
That's what
Is he
I'm saying.
underestimating? Does he know he's got it?
Oh, Dandy's at 1-1, right? No, no, not Dandy. Ultra. Ultra's at 1-1. Dandy's at 0-1. But I think that's it. I think he just crushed.
Yeah, Ultra's upgrades
Yeah.
aren't bad, but he's gonna tap out.
Amaze balls. That early
Like he
lead,
still
man.
has units though, man. If I assess the situation here,
No, because what would have happened is that he just kept on pushing in, right? And then that means
mm,
that Ultra is always gonna be behind, right? Dandy already has
yeah,
4 bases running, man.
just I don't know, man.
They're playing a best of 7, dude. They're gonna just freaking.
I like how the replay pauses there and you can assess the situation. That was cool.
Um. Was it cool?
Pato's like, that's a TVT. That's gonna be 2 days long. I can't commit. I'm like, bro, you don't have to like cast all the games. You can just come in for one game, 5 minutes of a game.
Mm-hmm. New Silphid. Oh, this is gonna be a long game, I bet. If they end up, yeah. Usually the games that we see on New Silphid are pretty long, right?
Doop,
What?
doop, doop,
What?
doop, doop.
What?
How do you pronounce this map?
Neo Silphid?
Neosylphid?
Yeah. Dandy at the bottom. Ultra on top. Dandy. Ultra.
I asked Babo if he could please change his name to Candy.
Why?
It's a big no. Because he 2 versus 2 with Dandy. Can you imagine that? Dandy and Candy? But Babo is a
Where do you-
household name. I'm not sure if that means it.
Where do you come up with this stuff, man?
It's in my head, bro. I got a lot of golden ideas that nobody really appreciates.
Yeah, there's a reason why nobody else appreciates it.
Did you hear about my 2 versus 1 show match
yeah.
idea?
I thought that was a pretty
He's
good
like,
idea.
that's dumb, bro. I'm like, and I'm doing it then.
I like that idea. Honestly, I want to see like an
Is it
S-ranker
embarrassing
suffer.
though for the C-rank players? That's the only thing I'm thinking of.
That's up to them to play. What do they got to lose, right? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I think it's pure strategy, bro. Like, how do you approach a 2 versus 1 as the team and as a single individual?
I don't know. I'm sure there's some cheese strats that are out there that will like mess.
That's what I was
up.
thinking would make it kind of cool, but it would all be about balancing it. I'm not sure like what level the C rankers should be. I'm guessing 2 B rankers against a S ranker.
No, that
Like
that
a
might
good
be too
S
much.
ranker might be too much.
That would be too much.
But maybe not. I don't like if
You know
put
what?
in a Devolt.
Hey, you
What
just
if you put like a Devolt in there? Like I'm kind of a B ranker. If you
try
put
it,
2
dude,
of me
man.
in there, I don't know if we can take out a Devolt.
You try it, dude. You try it.
We probably could. Yeah, it might be too much.
If you put just set it up and see and experiment, whatever, man. You never know unless you try.
I'm still trying to get some feedback from people to figure out is it C ranks that we're looking for and like mid C rank, low C, like C minus, what? And like what is the S rank supposed to be? Like low. I think the higher the better, right?
For what?
It wouldn't be fun if it's totally lopsided, right? For either the S ranker or for the team.
Well,
But
yeah.
it would be kind of cool to have that.
Wait, why stop at 1v2, right? Why don't you do 1v3? 1v4? Put an AI in there, whatever, man. Like,
Are there like D ranks in there?
Yeah, they're D ranks. It goes all the way to F rank. You realize that, right?
Yeah, I assigned myself an F rank. I've
Yeah,
been assigning people ranks, you know that, right?
yeah.
Like
That's what you told me.
it's not them doing it. It's just me.
Yeah, you
The
told me.
ones that I know that what their ranks are.
Hey, whatever, man. It's up to you.
It helps a little bit, me and I think other people.
Hmm.
So if you're watching this, guys, feel free to send us your money. Help
Yeah.
finance show matches. I gotta find a way to ask for donations without sounding really petty, and like we absolutely need it.
Hmm.
But it would be cool if the community just sort of finances these things
Hmm.
instead of like me and Fleeting Dream right now.
Hmm.
Because it's really not that much, right? $50 covers us for 1 week, and that covers 4 S rank matches, uh, 2 A rank show matches,
Hmm.
and 2. Well, the B ranks would be or C ranks would be free. So that's like 8, show matches, and I'm putting a lot of time organizing them and stuff. But I don't think it's much money. It'd be cool if one of the big shots in the Brood War community was like, "Yeah, here's $50 a week." But the good news is we've applied for a esports grant from Russ Sprain, who is on vacation right now, and he's a real gentleman from what I can tell online. And he sent us a message, asked a question about our application, and we submitted it, bro. Asking for $1,300 to cover 6 months worth, while we cover the other 6 months for $1,300. So $50 a week. That comes out to $1,300 for 6 months. So that's kind of a commitment, man. Jerry, the impression I got from you is you're down, right? When possible.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not like mandatory that we do it every week, but consistently, right?
Hmm.
And if you can, I'm sure we can try to get somebody else for like to fill in a week or whatever.
That would be you.
Do. I should have actually asked you. You are available, right?
For what?
To do this, medium long term.
Yeah, of course. That was my original intention, dude.
I should have asked you this. Like we've invested like quite a bit, right? So I'm glad you said that. But that was a huge mistake by me not to talk to you about that first. Well, I did talk to you about the grants, right? I guess you would have said something if you could.
Shoot, man. Dandy's been super aggressive. Like, his one vulture got like freaking 8 kills or something like that. I don't know, man. Dandy's been super aggressive these last few games.
Yeah, what's up with Dandy, man?
Well, Dandy has to, right? Because he feels like he's the underdog in this match.
I don't know.
Like, he's completely walled in.
I don't know which one of them has won more. I know they played quite a bit, and they're both South American players.
I don't know. What the frig, man? Is Ultra okay? He's lost like so many SCVs to these raids. What the heck?
Yeah, he's just making a turret. There's
What?
nothing he can do there.
I guess that the initial vulture that Dandy sent like really
Like he's in
messed him
front of
up, man.
Dandy's base, right?
Yeah.
He's got that tank works to his advantage. Does he have siege? I don't think so. So that turret's gonna make a difference, and he's got an expansion. So I can't say that.
Yeah, I forgot that Dandy's one base.
But he has very few SCVs too, right?
Yeah.
Although with 2 like command centers, you can start pumping out.
Is he just going mass raids?
Yeah,
Raids
he's
and
gonna
vultures?
lose that. I'm surprised he didn't go back with his tank and vultures because he's got rates, right? A lot of rates.
Well, yeah, there's no SCVs mining at Ultra's mate. Like Ultra's hurting, man. Kudos to Dandy.
Yeah, I like how he plays. I like all players who play 2v2 and 1v1 really good. scans there. Dandy. I think Babel plays 1v1 as well. We saw him play against. I think it was Quark. Guys, if you haven't watched some of our show matches, please go to the YouTube page and check them out. Free content. Really good content too. I'm hoping we get many more views because like there's thousands of English-speaking StarCraft foreign players and viewers.
Ultra taps out. Wow. Wow.
What's the score?
It's 2-1 Dandy.
Is Fleeting Dream coming?
I don't know, man.
What's up, Salad? If anybody wants to come, yeah, this is Ox. And Cass, just hopefully you're part of our Discord. We're in a voice chat channel called Opencast, I think. So you can just drop by. You don't have to stay the whole time. Just say what's up. Or stay as long as you want.
Are we winning?
Hmm.
Why do you make that noise?
I got a advertisement here. Continue sub 20% off.
Yeah, I don't know. It must be some kind of weird promotion that's been going on right now.
Did I sub in the first place?
No, you've never subbed.
Is that bad?
No, it doesn't matter. You don't need to sub.
No, you must have been working, got home.
Who, me? No, man, no.
Dream. Dream went to Berkeley, and he knows a really old school StarCraft player who I played some games with, Yosh. Lowercase Y, big O.
Wait,
Lowercase
Berkeley?
SH. Yeah.
Berkeley, like
He's
the
from
college?
Cali.
Oh, wow.
There was some sort of program there where they offered StarCraft courses, and
Yeah.
he took that.
I
Yeah,
think-
he's one of them.
I think I
Who is-
remember that from a few years ago. I remember hearing about that. That's really cool, man.
Yeah,
You should have gone
I
to
remember that
course,
was
man.
a real golden age. I think of Brood War back.
Why didn't you do that course?
Yosh was good, and I don't know Fleeting Dream if he used that same screen name back then. I don't remember Fleeting Dream, but I didn't know everybody. Anyways, I do remember Yosh though. He was a good player. Oh, you guys actually taught the StarCraft? That's crazy.
Oh my god.
As
Did they
undergraduate
really?
students?
Oh
Did
my
you guys
god.
get paid for it too? I wonder how that worked, right?
I think there's like YouTube videos of them, man. Dude, we can see what he looks like. I remember
There were probably videos.
I remember
of that.
seeing them, I think, man. Oh, Discord link.
Shame on you.
There's a command for it.
Shame on you. You should already be on the Discord, man.
Oh, I'm gonna go dig up those videos, man.
There's 20 motherfuckers listening to us. So if each of you donated $5, that's $100. That will cover 2 weeks worth of show matches.
How many weeks?
You know what? Even $1. You know, if you put in $1, what is that? It's $20.
It adds up, man.
That almost covers a Friday's worth of show matches.
Yeah. Mo will make it. Mo will stretch it, man. Mo's good at that.
I think gradually, if we just sort of like make a plea, we can
What?
get there.
What kind of plea, Mo?
For the community, you know, if $1 from community members would like, it'd actually be too much.
But why would the
there's
community
thousands
donate when
of, like,
when you're putting
reward.
all their money in it? It's free content, right? That's what people are here for.
Well, sometimes you have people like My Fleeting Dream.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, people like you who come and observe and cast. Like,
Uh-huh.
that's really all it takes. You don't need that many.
Need
people
that many what? People?
to finance this. Yeah, in a really equitable, like, cost-effective way. So just like me and Fleeting Dream covering it, that takes 50% of the expenses off my shoulder.
Uh-huh.
And
you have shoulders,
so I'd
right?
be spending, like, in theory, I think right now, what is it, $50 a week? So was that 200 for a month. So just paying like 100
Uh-huh.
is much cooler than paying 200, right? And if you get 4 people involved,
Mhm.
I mean, it just becomes really, really cheap.
Really cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to the point where if you get a significant amount of donations, they not only like finance the show matches easily, but you can increase prizes. You can do other things with the money.
Oh yeah, like what, Mo? Tell us more.
I don't know, maybe we can like get Korean pro gamers.
Oh, you'd love that, wouldn't you?
I've gotten some rates from them, man.
You gotten some
And I'd
what?
be happy to cover it once, but
Uh-huh.
if like the community pitches in, it's something that we can do frequently.
Uh-huh. We can make Flash
Get
play
like
more random,
Bisu
right?
and Flash,
Yeah, yeah. We can
right?
see Flash's random lose more. Big spoilers, guys. His debut sucked.
What did it? Is that what?
Yeah, it was pretty like it was lackluster to be honest with you. Like, you
I didn't
know,
see the. I didn't know he played Bisu. I guess he was sitting there at that table, wasn't he?
he was playing Bisu, he was playing Best, and he played Queen.
I wonder how the other players feel because they're all like
Um,
superstars, but
in the
in that kind
pre,
of event, it
in
makes like
the
Flash seem like
in the pre-interview, I
a
think
god or something.
Bisu and Queen were confident that they could beat Flash's random. Best thought he was gonna lose, but it turns out that Best won. Queen won, Bisu lost.
I love how Scan told me that random is only effective against Zerg and Protoss, not against Terran. And all of his opponents were not Terran players. They
Yeah,
were
but
Zerg and Protoss, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, but
I would have never known that if Scan didn't
well,
mention it. Isn't that cool?
I don't know.
I'm
There's
not sure why it's not that effective against a fellow Terran opponent,
uh-huh.
but I guess there was some hand picking there, even though those are the best players. So did he beat Queen?
Yeah, no, Queen beat him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Queen was so good.
Queen
And
beat him.
the race out was that? And
Well, that's
Flash beat Bisu with what race?
Terran.
Oh, okay. It's just one match, right? Or is it a
No,
best
it's a
of?
best of three. Best of three.
He won 2 matches in a row.
Yeah.
Uh,
For the other two, I think it was like 2-1. 2-1 Best and 2-1 Queen. And those ones he played off race. Like I think the first one, Flash rolled Protoss twice, and then for Queen he rolled Terran and Zerg. And Zerg. I think he rolled Zerg twice. I think.
I wonder what they pay him for those kind of events.
You know what you could do? You could go ask him.
Yeah, we have a connection who apparently knows pro gamers. I'm looking into it. They just had some sort of huge event there. That's why I haven't gone back to everybody with figures. But
Mm-hmm.
the estimates I heard weren't that bad.
Yeah.
It just depends though if they can get them.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. I'm not sure though how well USD exchanges into the won, the Korean currency. I'm guessing it's still somewhat significant.
What?
Like a few $100s would be a lot in won, if I'm not mistaken.
You are mistaken.
I think
You know what you could do?
Scan told me 500 USD is 500,000 won. That's how
Uh-huh.
much they get when they're in military service. About, but
500.
I'm not sure how much like the living expenses and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Who is that? Mixed Salad, what's up, man?
What?
I'm assuming this person's gender.
I can't hear him. Can you hear him?
No.
What's up? What's up? Can you hear?
There. Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, man? Welcome.
Uh-huh.
He just went silent on us.
That's
So fuck
okay.
you guys.
That's okay. He's adjusting his mic probably. No big deal.
You can't make friends with Salad.
What?
Simpsons reference. Lisa becomes a vegetarian
I don't
and
know.
her family makes fun of her. You can't make friends with Salad.
I don't know the reference. Can you educate me some more?
It's a good episode.
Episode of what?
Simpsons.
What?
Simpsons.
Look, it's our friend.
Hey, Fuji.
Oh, this
Fuji,
is-
you're not mixed salad, are you? No,
No.
that's somebody else who disappeared.
I would be mixed, like steak or something.
Oh.
The leader of Seoul, the one and only. Fujikura, is that how you pronounce your internet handle?
No, Fujikura.
Kura. Is there a meaning behind that?
Yes,
Fuji
it's
is
a
named after mountain.
warehouse of snow.
Why? That's why.
That's just how it ended up.
Okay. What are you up to, man? Are you at work?
No, I wouldn't be on if I was at work. I mean, I can get on in like obs and stuff, but not talk.
Are you sure? I've kind of like learned about your work environment. It'd be awesome actually to have to be observing and casting at your workplace.
Well, my coworkers would be like, "What the hell is he doing?" So they'd be very judgmental.
Monitors. All right, man. What do you know about this game? What do you know about Dandy and Ultra?
So I'm watching from the stream, so I don't know how much of a delay there is, but
It's about 4 or 5
I
seconds.
do know both. I do know that both Dandy and Ultra both like to be macro oriented. So I don't know how long you guys have been casting so far.
That's cool.
This is like the 4th match right now.
Yeah, but how many hours in are you guys?
Not
Like, an hour and a half.
No, about 1 hour.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if the delay even matters in TVT. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, it could, because like say if you're both pushing out, right, and then if you go to siege up, but if you're kind of delayed and you're not used to the delay, and then they siege up before you, they're gonna get the first volley. That could pretty much.
damn it, man! I thought you knew nothing about the game like me.
Yeah, you just build tanks and you build things out of your thing, right? And you go shoot things.
That sounds about right, man. That's StarCraft in a nutshell.
Yo, I love casting with Pato because every time I say something, I joke with Jerry about this. He's like, "No, it's this." Or he says, "But no." I'm like, "Well, that's a pretty good attack." No, but he's still going to lose. He's such a gentleman. I love listening to Pato.
I have a feeling this is gonna be a longer game though, because of the way the map's laid out. It's probably gonna be a split map.
Oh yeah.
That's actually kind of perceptive of him, Jerry.
Well, right
He
now
can't see the progress.
it's already looking like that, right? I mean, they're already
Yeah.
setting up at the middle here with the tank line. You know, and usually when we see tank lines like that, it does sort of indicate that it's going to be a longer game.
I'm
And
really surprised that Danzy's set up on the low ground like that though.
He's got the barracks. Doesn't that give him a little bit of vision? Oh, but
Yeah,
I guess
but then
the miss,
you
right?
the mist, yeah,
That's true. I almost
that's-
forgot about that.
That's the risk.
Yeah.
See, like right now,
Mhm.
even with the barracks, if Ultra was in range to siege him down, he would have the advantage.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know
Plus,
anything about them playing against each other? Sorry, you were gonna...
Traditionally, Dandy's always really won and had an advantage,
Wow.
but I think Ultra will be. He's been playing more 1v1, and Dandy's been focusing on the 2v2 because of the $2,000 tournament, South America.
Mhm.
So he's been working more on 2v2 lately. And also, as of yesterday, we suspect that Dandy might have COVID-19.
Oh, what?
Yeah, his
You're
dad's had
just gonna broadcast that shit on.
No,
Shout out
he's
to
fine
Dandy.
with it.
He's okay.
Well, I
His
mean,
dad's been sick, and his mom's sick, and now he's sick.
Oh, damn.
Most people just get it and get over it. If you have like other health problems.
Well, the alarming thing is his dad's had a fever for 5 days, his mom for 3, and Dandy for 2. So,
Oh shit.
but Dandy just played in a clan war against Terror, like 20 minutes ago, so it doesn't stop him.
Right.
Oh my
right.
god, that's epic, kind of.
Yeah, I've got the replays. I don't know if you guys want to cast them after this 2v2, because this will probably be like another like 10 hours of TVT.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people actually contacted us with replays, and I was just thinking, well, we didn't pay for them.
Yeah.
They're not really prize matches, but that's kind of cool how they're offering free content.
See, I'm not even familiar with this map. I didn't know there was a ramp up there for that expansion that Dandy's attacking.
That's because your players just report to you their wins and losses, my friend.
That's it.
You don't watch the... How long have you been following like BW? Like, when's the last time you were inactive?
2010 till whenever Remastered launched. I was inactive for the whole
2017.
period.
So
Yeah,
maybe
so 7
3-4
years.
years. That's cool. What made you kind of want to come back? And
Well, I was running like a tier 1 esports organization for a while. We had like League of Legends, StarCraft 2, Dota 2,
all right, you were telling me
Call of
you were
Duty,
manager of
Counter
Quantic and stuff.
Strike. Yeah, and
Jerry,
like,
he managed State, his team in SC2, and he's
yeah,
met State several times.
yeah.
Oh,
State
wow.
lived in our team house in the Oceanside for.
Oh,
like
I think I
6
remember
months.
that. Was
Yeah.
that Complexity?
No, that was Quantic.
Quantic. Oh, right. That's really cool then. And then what happened to Quantic?
Oh, we had some issues with the owner.
Usually
He's kind of a scumbag.
Yeah, that's what happens. I get
He
it.
ran off with $28,000 of player named Hyun's prize money, and he just ghosted all of us. Yeah, he owed me like $2,000 also.
That's
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
that's harsh, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that
Can
that
they
was
do that without any like ramifications?
Well, I don't know. He's from Canada, and he just ghosts people. So I mean, it's the internet, right? Like,
yeah. That's the part of the problem. In those early years of esports, it was like that, right? It was
Yeah.
Wild West.
Is that accumulated prize money, or it was like a huge event that he won?
I think it was accumulated because I don't know how it's ran now, but I know
Yeah,
the
that sucks,
organizations
man.
would usually send the money to the orgs, like the organizations, instead of the players, and then they get paid out that way. Because
Well,
usually the teams will take care of the taxes and all that. Because it
Right.
was like an LLC and all that, and it was dissolved, and yeah, it was pretty crazy. There was like a little article that was written on
Yeah.
like Polygon or something about
Yeah,
it.
I think I remember reading that article. That's why it seems so familiar. Like your story.
Yeah, and I was
stuff.
actually interviewed by one of the journalists, I guess.
That's nuts, man. Yeah, like the Wild West, the esports, the early years, man.
Well,
those were the worst.
Speaking of Wild West, I never signed an NDA, so I can talk about this, and I've always talked about this.
Uh-huh.
So we had a team called Cloud9 that actually lived at my house. It was
Wait, it's not
and
the
they
Cloud,
were
right?
the Cloud9, yes. So
Oh,
this
wow.
is what happened. So the high, medios,
Yeah.
balls, all those guys, they lived with me,
Okay.
and they were part of Quantic. They
Okay.
qualified for the LCS.
Yeah.
And then this guy named Jack Mateen, who founded Cloud9,
Uh-huh.
pretty much stole them from us and built a multi-million-dollar organization out of it. And he made the former owner of Quantic sign an NDA. I never signed it, so I can talk about it
Okay.
without ramifications.
Yeah.
but They
Yeah.
pretty much stole them from us.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
and I got offered the opportunity to go with them, but
Mhm,
me
but-
being loyal, I said no.
Oh. Well, that's okay. You got the experience out of it, right? I mean, at least.
Well, yeah.
You know, I mean, it sucks, but at the same time, you know, like, if you wanted to build something from the ground up to make it yours, then at least you could do that now, right?
Well, yeah, of course, and that's
Because-
what I have. That's what I've done with Soul, but obviously, it's not big time
it's not as
anymore.
big,
So
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
right.
Have you ever considered?
What's the benefit of doing all that? Is it mostly like out of interest, or you
I mean,
could
it's
make
my
money?
route, right? So, like when I was in Quantic, I would travel to all the MLGs.
Mhm.
I would get sent with the team, went to like the IPLs in Vegas and all that.
They had perks
so
and
it-
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I for like 10 years, I didn't have to buy my own peripherals, so I would always just get.
But you put in a
whatever
lot of
the-
time, like managing and doing
Yeah.
stuff, right? Because I sink so much time just trying to organize for the show.
At the end of everything, I ended up with 13 Alienware computers at my
Oh
house.
wow,
That were,
dude!
69, yeah, Auroras and
You have a liquid.
Oh no, the one I have now I built myself.
That's
Because I mean, if you think about it, Quantic died in 2013. It's been 7 years already. So.
yeah. That's still
Jerry's
kinda
into
cool, man.
computers and stuff.
Well, it's not that. I just like hearing these stories, right? Because, like, I mean, you only get, like, the media coverage of it, right? But to get, like, insider information like this, it's actually interesting, man. Like, I do follow esports quite a bit. So,
Leader
I,
of Soul,
like-
man, he's got the best.
Yeah, and
team.
actually, some of my players from Dota 2 have won the international. They won last year.
oh,
Are you
really?
involved in other games too?
No, I was when I was in Quantic, but not,
Quantic,
no,
yeah,
obviously.
That's
Jerry used to play LOL, I think.
Well,
Pretty-
that's how I knew about. Like that's why I asked if it was the cloud,
And
same cloud
actually,
nine.
when actually, and we had like a Hail Mary thing after Jack stole our Americans. I brought a whole team of Koreans here. So it was Loco Doco,
Oh, you brought Loco Doco?
Prime. Yeah, we brought him to the US. And then Loco Doco lived with me, and he was the captain of Quantic. And like the first day of the LCS qualifiers, they went 3-0.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
then the second day they went 0-3.
Yeah, yeah. They
So
got
we
smashed.
didn't qualify for LCS.
Wait, what game is this?
League,
League
it's
of
league.
Legends.
Oh, so
Like that would have pretty much saved the
The org.
what Jack did.
Oh, I
and I
see.
think Simon, who was the owner of Quantic, would have never ran off with the money because the
Oh.
LCS he was like he was all in. So he basically used the prize pool of Hyun to fund this endeavor, like the last, like what do you call it? Like kind of like when you say like New York or bust, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it. Oh, I see. That just makes it more heartbreaking, you know?
It was very heartbreaking because Loco
Oh.
Doco sat there like going through all the scenarios.
Uh-huh.
Because if this team lost and that team
Yeah.
tied, we could have made it in. And so
Yeah.
he was like,
Yeah.
and it was really hard, like taking them all back to LAX, shipping them back to Korea. It
That
was, like, really-
sucks, man.
And this was before the Riot put in the rule where you had to have only like 3 foreigners and 2 like Americans.
Yeah,
we would
they
have
had
been grandfathered in with Koreans, so we would have been able to swap Koreans from Korea forever, unless
God.
Riot was like, okay, you guys are too OP,
Right.
cutting this out.
Right.
But yeah, that was my master plan.
Oh,
But
shit,
I didn't
man.
have partners that could execute the
Yeah.
things that I wanted to do.
Yeah. No,
They should have never come to that with losing. So I say they got stolen, but we got $10,000 from.
Oh, okay.
That's
well,
it.
How many years
10
were you
grand.
doing that for?
What's up?
How many years were you doing all that for?
3 years from 2010 to 2013.
Oh, dude.
You just have like an intrinsic interest in games and stuff, right?
Yep.
But like you also work like crazy, and you have a pretty good job, and you're married. So
I
you're
wasn't
able
back
to
then.
balance all
I wasn't at the time. That was like 10 years ago when I started doing that.
that. Yeah, I'm really surprised you're able to balance your personal work life with.
Well, it's a
Man,
hobby, right? I mean,
It's a very time-consuming one, and you don't get anything out of it other than like you have to really love it, right?
well, I mean, honestly, it did help me with building Soul because like I'm pretty well known in the Korean community with the pro gamers, so I was able to kind of build the Korean rosters that way. And also, I don't know if you guys have seen our jerseys, but having that experience also helped me get like a nice jersey design, getting all that going. So
That's crazy.
That's
Yeah, you
really
sent me
cool,
one.
man. Actually, that's really, really cool.
Do you have connections to Korean pro gamers?
yeah, I have pro gamers that are on my team.
Yeah.
Korean ones that are in Seoul?
Yeah, Soma,
Oh, Soma's your team?
my team. Yeah.
We're trying to set up
Oh, that's
some like Korean
hilarious,
pro
man.
game show matches, right? And Yoon said he hooked me up with somebody he knows, and I'm just waiting to hear back. Like the prices I heard weren't bad. Like the guy said Bisu and Flash might charge 100 USD for a best of 3.
Oh, I mean that's still pretty. That's good.
But
hefty
they would
amount,
stream their stuff on Africa TV because there's a big demand for them. But I haven't heard back from them. I don't know if that's.
Do you want Bisu and Flash, like specifically those guys?
No, it could be like I told him, like any big names. Queen, like Larva, Stork.
Mo would love to see J-Dong.
And
Mo
we were
loves
thinking maybe we
J-Dong.
can do a crowdfunding, right? And then use that money for other events. Or we make it like free content for
For that price though, you'd have to have like good, like make it a big like production though, you know, like with those names. It
Well-
couldn't be just like us hanging out talking about like my esports past, you know.
Right. Well, I'd obviously like try to ask for guidance and stuff, but just connecting with them, getting prices and stuff, I don't think we'll ever get to that point. I have always been curious why foreign BW community has never been able to like hire them to do show matches and stuff. I don't think it's ever been done. Yoon said it's because of language barriers, but I don't think that's the case. People are
I
always
think with the way that the dynamics in Korea now, I don't think it should be that difficult.
like $200 is a lot there, right?
I could pretty much guaranteed. If I want to do that show match, I could have it done within a week.
Well, we're probably willing to finance it, man. If we can get a price point on like how much would Queen and Stork take for a PVZ best of 3 or something.
But like I
When-
said, we need like good production value. Like we need to have like maybe have like Doc Holiday or somebody cast it, like somebody like a
Yeah,
really
fair
good
enough. But the whole idea of just trying to do that, I don't think anyone has, and I'm curious why. Is it doable or?
I think it's just Texas.
If you ever find out, let me know, man. That'd be cool, and then we can figure everything else out.
Word.
This TVT is still going on.
It is, like I said, it was going to be a longer TVT. I think, though, from watching like just the fights go by, I think Ultra's gotten really good positioning on him. Dandy's been taking more of like a defensive stance, and I think it's kind of working against him. Because if you look at the upgrades, I think I saw Dandy had what 3-1 and Ultra's 0-2, so
Right.
it should be Dandy to be taking these fights.
Right.
But also, if you notice, those rates aren't doing anything right there. They're just sitting there. He could have been using those during the fight.
Dandy was super aggressive in the past games. They must be exhausted by now, right? They've been playing for an hour, and TVT's pretty intense.
I'm trying to read the chat here.
Dandy's an S rank player, isn't he? I'm just wondering why he assigned himself A rank on our Discord.
Dandy did?
Yeah, he's and I didn't do that. He put A
He
rank.
might not have the
S
S
rank.
rank account right now. Like I said, he's been practicing 2v2 more.
He'd be considered an S rank 2v2er, right? I know
Yeah.
they're ladder, but we're trying to use that sort of their 1v1, I guess,
Yeah,
MMR.
he does not have a 1v1 account right now. That's probably why he assigned himself to A.
You know what? Actually, let's see. No, he put S rank, I think. My bad. No, I
Because it
don't
looks
think.
like to get S rank, you need to be above 2251 MMR right now.
Yeah, getting there and holding it is something else, eh?
Well, the thing is, if you're inactive, it'll push you out of S rank. So if you don't play a certain amount of games, like over a week, you lose your S rank status.
Do you keep an eye on your players' MMR levels?
No, not really. I mean, I know what their level is.
Is Soul hiring right now? If a really talented player wanted to join you?
So usually I invite players. The only player that ever requested to join and I gave him a test like in the last couple of years was Models, and he passed the test, so we let him join the team. So I usually put him against like I think during that test he played against Ultra, then he played against I think maybe Dandy and Castro. So I try to look at all his matchups. So I put him against the Pro
Best of
Sauce
threes?
team,
Best of
to
five?
see how he does. Best of threes, yeah.
Do you get advice from your other players whether this person fits or not? Or it's just solely you?
I mean, obviously, like if they have an issue with a player, I'll like check with them first to make sure that there's not going to be like issues. I've not done that in the past, and there have been issues. I don't always do it. It's just pretty much my call. But
Was Soul from the get-go as strong as it is now, or it took time to build it up like that?
originally, it just started as like, so when we came back, we started with like an all Chilean team, and then it just kind of started branching out from there. I guess you would say maybe we're the best team in like South America, and then North America, and then I guess in the foreigner scene now we're like number 2.
Slowly colonize the whole world. That's cool, man. Are there any players that you're looking at now, possibly? Or is that secret?
No, it's not secret. The only hole that I would probably fill as far as like the roster goes would be for the STPL. Like we've got the finals coming up this Sunday, and 3 of the best Koreans weren't available to play because they've got this amateur series that's going on in Korea.
So you follow all that stuff pretty closely too, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
That's a lot of time, man.
The only player I'd probably add right now would be maybe like another Soma level player, maybe like a Terran.
Who's your like longest serving player?
The longest serving player was Mr. Ultra until he left about like a month ago. So I would say the longest serving player that has not left would be Dandy.
Ooh, so they're both here. That's cool.
Yep. Babo would also be long serving, but he's left and come back. So
I heard Babo's a father of a young.
yes, I think maybe a couple months now is his daughter.
Take a message from that, Fuji.
How much do I pay them monthly to play? I give them $5,000 a month. That's their salary, each player.
What? Did you say?
nuts.
I'm totally trolling right now.
Oh, what the fuck? I'm just like,
I
what?
heard monthly, and I was like, if it was yearly, maybe, but that.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
trolling.
that's like.
I'm completely trolling.
I was like, and you're on this level? Like, what the fuck? Where you
You're
get
gonna
that?
Look at how everybody like believes me.
Oh, that's.
My internet poker face is great.
I'm always curious what the pro gamers in Korea like are make. What they get paid from their teams, right, or their manager.
There are no teams in Korea.
Wait,
I
what?
mean, so there's no like official teams in Korea right now.
Yeah, but some of
There's
these guys.
clans.
Some
They'll
of these
make
guys.
money in tournament winnings right now.
But I mean, yeah, I think that was like old Kespo back then. That's when there were teams, right? But then,
Yeah.
so but then they
And I
represent.
think-
They represent like like what about like Green Air or Africa Freaks? You know what I mean? Like those are not teams, right? Are those just clans or what? Is that what you're trying to? Is that what I?
You're talking about like the ASTL. The
Yeah,
new,
AS, not just the ASTL, but like even like in the GSL too, right? Like 'cause these guys are representing like
ESL is StarCraft 2 though.
yeah, but I mean they still are part of some organization, aren't they? Or
Right.
does the ASL? Well, I know ASL doesn't have any teams, right?
Right. I thought we were talking about just Brood Wars.
Oh, so but they're totally separate then, right? Like they're different rules. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, StarCraft 2 and Brood War are completely separate.
Oh, okay. So they're completely different organization. Like how they're organized and stuff like that.
Yes, correct.
Oh, damn. That's really weird.
Yeah, so the StarCraft 2 teams, they have team houses.
Mhm.
There's even like a foreigner team house where like Scarlet and
Special.
forget what the other Special live, and then there's a
regret.
Canadian guy. I forget his
No-
name, but it's
no
actually
regret.
no regret. It's I think it's his house. He like set it up. and-
Yeah, because I know he coaches Scarlet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so they're complete. They do completely different things than the ASL. ASL like Flash, Bisu, all those guys. They just do their own shit, right?
Yeah, those guys all live in
On
their own
house,
houses and they
right.
stream.
And
whatever
that's.
they want.
I see. Okay.
So it's kind of the reverse. So like at first, right, StarCraft 2 was kind of starting off, and there were teams in Korea, and the Kespa teams and all that. And then once Brood War kind of died off, then the StarCraft 2 teams got to be team houses.
Oh, okay. And then eventually Brood War made a resurgence, but then by this
Right.
point, these guys, all these, that's why there's like those weird qualifiers and stuff like that, like the qualifiers that aren't televised and stuff like that, right? To get
Right, and there's no way to actually become a pro in Brood War right now in Korea because there's no Kespa.
right.
So like Soma is still considered an amateur because he never was pro during the Kespa era, even though Soma's like tier 1 like pro level, you know.
That's so weird though, right? Because I mean, I've seen Soma in the ASL,
Right,
like,
but
round
who's going to give him his pro license if there's no organization?
right? But oh, I see. So that, but StarCraft 2 still has their pro licenses though, right?
Yes.
That's so weird though, man. That's so weird. That means Brood War has like no support then.
Yeah, maybe in a year or two it might be getting some support. Because what I'm seeing is from StarCraft 2 is the Koreans are starting to lose interest in it because of I don't know if I'm going to say his name right, but Serral has
Oh,
been
yeah.
winning a lot of the tournaments.
Yeah.
But if you think about it,
Mhm.
a foreigner
Mhm.
or non-Korean would never win a major tournament against a Korean in Brood War. It just wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
It's never
okay.
happened.
Right,
And in
right, right.
StarCraft 2, it's
When Cyril won it,
common.
yeah, it goes back and
And
forth a
he
lot.
keeps winning. He's consistently winning.
Yes, yes,
So I think that's why there's a resurgence in Korea for Brood War.
yes.
And what's interesting, and I thought about it, so Serral was born the same year the Brood War came out in like 97 or whenever that came out.
Right.
So he's basically born to kill like the foreign, like to kill like Korean StarCraft 2.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Yeah, that's also very true. I never realized that Cyril winning the world championship made such. I know it made waves. Like I recall that for sure, but I didn't like that's the ripple effect. People are still feeling it, and it's changing like the culture and stuff. That's nuts, man.
Yeah, and I guess the Slorm is saying that Gur won an OSL, which is correct.
Mhm.
But that was very early on in
Yeah, that was before like things were truly established, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah,
also,
he did win.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I remember Gur. Oh, I don't know, man. It's kind of exciting, but also kind of scary at the same time to see what
I
the
guess
future holds.
my comment is more like Kespa era, right? Like
Yeah.
the dominance of like the team houses, the
Yeah.
pro leagues, and all
Yeah,
that.
that's where all the storylines were and stuff like that. Like that's all the cool stories came out from.
Like one of my friends from Korea, he was a pro like in like 1999, and you won't ever like know who he is because Brood War wasn't that big back then. But he's like 40 years old now, so he was an older dude.
Yeah, Slayer Boxer didn't come out until early 2000s, right?
I'm not 100%
That
sure.
was really the first Brood War pro gamer that I think foreigners were introduced to.
So Pato's asking who my friend is. His name was So Our Smile back in like 2006. That's who.
So they had a scene by 98, huh? 99? That's interesting. Because somebody said the foreigners were the best at StarCraft, and I was like, I don't know. Elke went there, and XTS Gur, who's from Canada, and they beat all the Koreans in tournaments, but it was just one tournament. So I was just kind of thinking, when did they start dominating, or when did their pro game scene really flourish? Was it in 98, 99, 2000? I don't think I'll ever find out.
I was still in high school, so I mean, I wasn't really following it too
Baller,
much.
man. Good teenage fun.
So this game is still going. So my prediction, and I will 100% tell you, I did not watch the replays. So, actually, none of my Dandy didn't send me the replays for this.
Do you think?
Neither did Ultra, so
think Ultra's
nobody's
supposed
You
to
actually
take
go
this?
and watch your players' replays?
I try not to. Can you imagine how much like time I would have to spend if I watched all my
I'm
players?
surprised you're able to like manage Soul as effectively or whatever, doing what you do. But you're able to do it somehow, my friends. And thanks for providing those insights about the pro gaming scene. I didn't know that they weren't as supported, I guess, as I thought they were in Korea.
Yeah, because even like the ASTL that's going on right now, they got sponsors. So what they did is they got team captains. So like, I think Stork's one, Midas is one. I'm not sure who the other coaches are. And then they got sponsors, and then they did a draft. So, like for example, the next ASTL, depending on what the prize is, you might see Soul Gaming as one of the ASTL.
That would be so cool, man. That would be so cool.
That I would like to have like all my actual Soul players on one team, but I don't think that's how it works because obviously they're gonna have to draft.
Have they ever had such an arrangement where a foreign team? I mean, I know you got team members too.
Yeah, I mean, all I would have to do is I'd have to be able to pay the sponsor fee. So whatever the sponsor fee is, I'm not 100% sure what it is. So let me see what these sponsors are for this season.
What's in it for you? What's to do something like that? You must be paying more than you're getting.
Me to do it. They asked why I didn't do it. I don't know, peer pressure.
That would be epic. That is cool.
Oh man, that would be so cool.
That was a pretty epic conversation.
What? What do you mean? Is the conversation over already?
Poor
I'm looking
Ultra.
at the sponsors for these teams. So like the Resun Z Stars.
That's Scansky.
So yes, so Resun is a
Light's the
like,
leader.
like a store in like an online store, like maybe like an Amazon or an eBay or something.
Okay.
And so Resun is sponsoring that team. That's Midas is the coach for that. And then you got like Africa TV Heroes, so obviously Africa TV is sponsoring that
Right.
team.
Right.
I wonder what they're making a month.
Yeah, I don't know what the
Like minimum wage rates compared to here.
I don't even know if there's a minimum wage in Korea or what it would be.
Nah, I'm just wondering, like, not for a player like Flash or Bisu, but some of the other guys that are making like 1,000 USD a month.
Well, they're also streaming too, right? So they got
The
quite
stream is the like, majority,
of their main source.
Their income comes from that.
and then like tournament winnings is just like supplemental
Yeah, and that's really competitive, and
because you can't budget your life on winning a tournament, right?
Right. Yeah, I mean it's not like poker or whatever. So.
that's why I feel like I'm thinking, why can't we hire them to do a show match? I think the money would go a long way, but hopefully, maybe you or I don't know, Yoon's connection could help us figure that out. It would be awesome. And like you said, if we try to do it professionally.
Yeah, and definitely I would advise against doing it live. It'd have to be replays because Koreans love the GR24 low.
Right.
Yeah, that's something he mentioned as well. Beggars cannot be choosers. So yeah, I guess it just depends on the money that they would be requesting. I guess we'd have to. It just depends on the price points.
I think less than $100 is doable.
Yo, that's what I heard, and from other
Because-
sources I heard it's much more. So I'm confused. But the issue is
spawn bang matches. They don't play for $100. Like
they play for free games all day. But it's still curious to me how like the foreigners have never hired them to do. Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong, and that's been done before, but I don't think so. Why did we have to wait till 2020 until like some members of the foreign scene, like Rustbrain, has he ever done anything with the?
He has. He did a when it was like the 20th year anniversary. He had a tournament in Russia where
Right,
I
he
think-
flew in them, right?
Cisco went, and I think a couple other Koreans went.
So he's probably the only one who's done something. Wow.
And I do know the Chinese do that. They'll invite players to China to play in tournaments.
Well, having them for like regular show matches, man. If it's 100 USD, I bet we could even crowdfund it, bro.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Because have you guys seen the crowdfunding that's going on for the Scarlet versus Cadenzi show match?
They got quite a bit for that one. Over 700. Are you talking about Tasteless and Scarlet or somebody else?
Now we have Cadenzi, the best female player in the
Oh, I don't even know who that is. Sorry, I'm ignorant of the whole SC community. Yeah, but I wonder because they're kind of bigger. Well, no, you're right because those would be big Korean names too.
Cadenzi's not Korean though. She's from Ireland.
Oh yeah, the Irish chick. I think she casted a couple of games for some
Yeah, for the ASL.
ASL,
she's
right?
cast.
When somebody was on vacation. Yeah, I remember her.
They're big names though, is what I'm saying, right? So it would make sense. I think people would probably crowdfund big name Korean pro gamers. We just don't have the connections. Wow, Dandy is going to tap out. 42 minutes.
I like the Cadenzi Ultimate Battle Fund.
How much have they gathered so far?
Let's look.
Well, Fuji, if you could check,
Yeah, they have $722.
I will probably pay for it and maybe speak to some other people who would pitch in and get some pro gamers. That'd be awesome. Hey, we can even get like Yoon to play somebody, or maybe even Scan. But if we can get like 2 pro gamers, you know, Bisu and Flash would be so cool. But I guess they recently played. Circuit Breakers is round. Is this 4, Jerry?
This is round
I
5
think it's
now.
2-2 now, right?
Yeah, it's
Or no?
2-2 now. It's 2-2 now. This one coming up should be number 5.
Yeah, I'll jump in the game with you guys.
Yes, please.
Oh, awesome, man. So you're here to stay, my friend.
Yeah, so what are you guys on, west or east?
Yeah, US West. Hey, Dream. Hop on the open casting channel of our Discord. Anybody? What's up, man?
What's up, guys? I cannot decline invitation to join when we're having such epic discussions about esports history.
Yeah, it's
Welcome.
Yeah. You could talk about your Berkeley project.
What's the game name?
Oh, it's TQ. I think the password's TQ. I should probably try to add you.
See, proof that I don't have the replay. I'm downloading it. See,
Who's this guy?
probably somebody that wants the replay.
No way, man.
All right, so let's see how this game goes. If they're cross spawn, it's gonna be another long game.
This is a best of 7, though, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's not a cross spawn. So we'll see how the game goes.
I'll say what a treat this stream is so far. We get a great TVT, a long TVT, but more importantly, we get this esports history of Fujikura.
Yeah, I should become like an esports historian
Yeah.
from the
I think
eyes of.
One of the things we all learned today is really that, there really is no money in the boomer scene right now. I don't know if that's a temporary thing or
It's getting better.
getting better.
So we went from winning the Pan American Team League in 2013. The prize pool was like $300 to now playing in the Shinhan Tank Pro League, which is over $2,000. So I'm not that good at math. So what percentage of increase is that? Like 400% increase?
300 to what? So did you say 300 to 2,000?
Yes,
Yeah, it's a 6x, right? So that's 600%.
600% increase. So
Yeah.
at the very least, team leagues have gotten a 600% increase in prize. And we still have the Brewdor Clan League that has no prize, and everybody seems to want to play in it.
But I feel like some of us probably thought that these pros were like sponsored some way or another and had some sort of regular salary. But it really sounds like they're just dependent on, their stream for their own. For
Yeah, so
income.
the good thing about how stream works on Africa is they give like these balloons out, and so like say if you like a player and you give them 100 balloons, that's like $10. So, and then when you send it out, you can put like a little message, and like a bot will read your message to the streamer, and so that incentivizes fans to give money to their favorite streamers.
Yeah, totally. It's like they have.
Flash get like 10,000 balloons, which is like
Oh,
like
shit.
$100, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
How transferable are some ideas that originate in Korea to like the foreign scene?
It's very transferable. Like right now in South America, the trend for streaming, we've moved away from Twitch and completely gone to Facebook streaming. And Facebook has, I think they have stars. So I think for like 4,000 stars is like $20, I think.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that.
Ollie Patrick has a huge following. Like you wouldn't even imagine there's that many.
When he streams, depends on what players are. He'll get anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000 people watching him.
He must be covering a lot of your players' games, right?
Yeah, for the most part, mostly the 2v2 stuff. So right now there's like I said, there's a $2,000 2v2 tournament that's also going on down there.
Yeah, it was interesting that Dandy and Babbo would play against Terror and Depleted, who I think have a decent chance, right?
Yep. And actually, the next match for Soul Gaming is gonna be Dandy and Babbo versus Ultra and PRL. So it's like former teammates.
Nice.
I didn't know Ultra 2v2.
Yeah, he plays 2v2.
I'm gonna assign that rank or 2v2 to him right now.
So this is a best of 7, right? This series,
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
and this is game 5. Nice. So 2v2, or it's 2-2, game 5.
Yes.
He's gonna hit the tiebreaker. So I was looking, like, I feel like on paper, I mean, just kind of going by their BattleNet and Mars, like current MMRs, feels like Dandy has the edge, but
Really? Dandy has the edge, you believe? Wow.
in terms of like, well, maybe I don't know all of Ultra's like different tags or aliases, but just going by like like what their current MMRs are on these tags, it feels like Dandy has the edge. But
He's got his expansion up. He's got more SCVs.
Well, that's because Dandy took an economy build, right? So he did a.
It's looking good.
I didn't look to see if it was a CC first, but he got his CC a lot quicker, and Ultra went more for a factory style build.
And that doesn't pay off in this situation, right? So Dandy would be kind of ahead.
It could pay off. So Ultra would have had to have been aggressive with his build, because there was a window where Dandy didn't have like anything,
Right.
and Ultra could have been aggressive and busted through with good micro.
But he didn't.
You know what's interesting right now, though?
The only way for him to have known is if he knew exactly what Dandy was doing, and that's part of scouting and being able.
Now
to
he's like, oh fuck, I
builds.
should have went.
Right. But it's TVT. I mean, as long as maybe Ultra can take a quicker third and then get ahead that way, because he'll be able to defend his expansion more, because he's going to have more units than Dandy.
I love that eBay block there.
Yeah, exactly. The partially built eBay, which he's is preparing for any kind of rush early on. 'cause
Units
he
can
knows-
get through though, right? That between that bunker and eBay, or no? Does that block? I think units can get through there. It looks like a huge space.
I'm not a Terran player, so I can't speak to that, but I've seen spots where I'm like, okay, my Zelak can go through
Right.
here. It's like, nope, you can't. It's like, what the hell? There's like plenty of room.
So Dandy's going straight for the tanks with Siege, and Ultra has more of a like Vulture, speed Vulture with mines.
If Ultra can get by that choke at the natural, he'd be in a good position, because he could kill a lot of SCVs in the lane.
Yeah, and look, he lifted up his barracks. So this is
So it makes a more of a hole, right?
yeah.
And it probably knows that. I guess in TVT you don't try to get your tank count up and then you start pumping out like Goliaths and Vultures. You just-
So this is interesting. So Danny's going for a third CC already. He's playing really greedy. I mean, if you look at Ultra's going for a five factory build. So I think Ultra might be pretty aggressive here in the next 2 to 3 minutes.
It doesn't matter. He's making his command center at his natural where Ultra could easily see it.
Right.
And Ultra is planning ahead for the next like 3 minutes because he saw the factory count, and it was only 2 factories when his barracks left. Now another 2 factories are coming down, but that's like a whole extra minute of production that Ultra has over Dandy, and so I think he's just hoping Dandy tries to move out or overextend a little bit, which might happen. Seeing this CC here, so that he can just crush him with a far superior army.
But the longer Ultra delays, the more chance it gives Dandy to kind of slingshot.
Yep, that's exactly right.
That's where the whole timing pushes come in, right? So that's why it's called a timing push.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Dandy will be about a minute or two ahead if he gets that third down that he's floating, because Ultra's building his third on site.
Tank lines are going down. Looks like the start of a long game.
Well, maybe, because Ultra's already pushed into Dandy. So if you think about it, Ultra's got more map coverage.
Mm-hmm. But like you said, if he delays a little too long, that extra eco will help Dandy slingshot in.
Right. Also, if you look at the SCV counts now, though, they're starting to get a little bit closer than they were before.
Yeah, totally. Danny's up to 7 factories now. So he'll be just pumping out units.
So Dandy can play TVT, TVZ, and how's this TVP? Because Ultra said TVP is his weakest matchup, I believe.
I think Dandy does well in TVP because in Peru there's a lot of Protoss players. So Dandy's constantly facing Protoss.
I like how he blocked the top part there with the depot and engineering bay.
Is Ultra also a Latin American player, or
Yeah, he's from Chile.
from Chile? Okay.
But Chileans and Peruvians typically don't get along, so
I see
Ultra
it.
doesn't play with a lot of Protoss players.
Ultra seems like a really nice guy from conversations I've had. A social guy. Everybody's nice, but he's a social.
Yeah, he'll talk and engage with like fans and on his stream and all that.
So one thing that's interesting is like, I just think about like the openings here. Like one of the things that with where Ultra went for that speed Ultra's mines build, they really get a lot of that map early on, where he has those mines on the map, so Danny can't really bust out, or at least he has ample warning before Danny can bust out.
Good point.
And look at that now, he's kind of setting up this arc around Danny.
Right. The good thing though is Dandy did manage to sneak those 4 vultures by and delayed the 4th going up by Ultra. In the bottom left.
So the question is, like, how do you push out of this? Maybe you just have to focus all your units in one spot for this, this contain, and just...
So if I was Dandy, I would push straight through the middle right there with those 3 tanks with like my whole army.
Yeah, see, he's going down to, save.
See, we have the luxury of being able to see the whole map. They don't.
Yep. Yeah, so he brought his whole tank line down to his...
which is fine, because that helps protect his third.
Yep.
But if you look at Ultra, because he's pushed so forward, he doesn't need to defend his third, really. He just has vultures to counter a vulture run by. So Dandy's strictly on a defensive posture right now, and Ultra's on the offensive. Oh, here comes a big engagement.
Yep. man, once tanks are sieged up, they just trade so efficiently.
Yeah.
Kind of ridiculous.
So the best way to like push out of that would have been if Dandy had more vultures to kind of soak up the initial tank volleys.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna do that right now. So here he goes. But if you see what Ultra was doing, he was targeting the tanks of Dandy. He wasn't targeting the units that came forward as much.
Yep. It's really micro intensive though, because you have to have your attention there just at that moment. Which I guess if you're at this level, your attention always happens to be where it needs to be.
Right, and if you also look at their bank, their mineral banks is still pretty low, so they're fighting, they're macroing and microing at the same time. So they've got Dandy's macro slipping a little bit here because he's pushing forward.
Yeah, one of the things that fascinated me about TBT is it shows like how strategic and like chess-like it is. You see, like what's been going on is as Danny has been ceding ground with his tank line, he's been setting up like extra tank lines behind his original line, and so it's just Danny can never really push through all at once because there's always more tanks behind it.
I agree, it is very chess-like. Have you guys ever heard of a Japanese game called Ego or Go?
Yeah.
TBT's more like that because if you look at, he's basically surrounding the areas that like Dandy has, and then pushing forward and like taking over like the territory, right?
Yeah, totally.
Because Dandy's army is pretty much surrounded right now.
The tank count, like, is it even?
There's a little run by at Ultra's third, killing a bunch of SCVs. Killed all the SCVs actually. So if it wasn't for this contain that Ultra kind of has on Dandy, I would say Dandy's severely ahead. But Dandy could like lose his whole army if he engages incorrectly.
Looks like a break here.
Here comes a big attack. But did you see that big volley killed like 3 or 4 tanks in one shot?
Yeah, totally.
Ooh.
Whoa, you guys see that line?
That hurt.
I wonder if he could have gone south further and then try to
There's still a few mines though, so there's a good mine.
Ultra traded so efficiently. And I just looked back at Danny's base. After that match, or after that engage, he immediately built an add-on to his starport because he's like, I can't just keep doing this. I gotta get some drops to break out.
So now Danny's starting to get a little bit, so he's got that high ground now, so he's starting to break out a little.
He found a good place to try to break out.
Oh, that's like 4 tanks.
Ouch.
So Ultra is behind, but he's trading more efficient than Dandy for sure.
And he's only got 5 because
And then if you look at the upgrades again, though, Dandy's ahead in upgrades, but Ultra is just trading efficiency. I think because he was already on the offensive, right? So Dandy has to push into a sieged up turret.
Could have kind of copied what Ultra is doing and still doing. Map, sort of carve out the right side of the map for himself.
Yeah,
without
split
pushing
map situation
west.
again.
These vultures might do
No,
damage.
nah, Ultra's got it covered right there.
yeah, he's ready.
Because Dandy's been abusing that route, and Ultra has to set
Yeah.
up there. And then the worker count is even again. If Dandy doesn't do something soon, he's gonna lose his advantage because Ultra's got his force set up now. And Dandy's just barely setting his force up.
Right. Actually, Ultra's been mining from his mineral only for some time, but I guess it's not a gas expansion, so I guess that's maybe why you also see him banking floating some minerals.
Yeah. Because if you think about it, a lot of the tanks require a lot of gas, Goliath require a lot of gas, and then so it's just pretty much like the vultures that you need a lot of minerals for.
Yeah, I love how Sandy's starting to get dropships. I love watching TVTs once they go to dropships.
Yeah, and Ultra doesn't have a lot of turrets set up, so he could find some angles to do a good drop. Yeah, Ultra only has 2 turrets at the moment.
Yeah, so Danny's broken the bottom side of that container again. And he took out those 2 vultures that were going to start sniping some SCVs. So yeah, I actually quite like Danny's position now.
Yeah, and also Danny did a little cheeky thing with the mines down at the bottom left. He's preventing that C6 from being put on the
Yeah, that is super annoying.
Yeah, like I said, we got another split map, so a little bit of a longer game. What, the last game was like, what, 33 minutes?
Yeah, some people don't like long TBTs, but I don't mind them. I guess the only long TBTs that I mind is when like nobody plans on making a move and they're just like to just sit behind their tank line. But like when people start trying to poke through with like, I don't know, like BCs or like mass dropship, like this giant group of dropships that's coming down at 3 o'clock right now.
Right, so it looks like he's gonna try and swing around the bottom and hit the 4th and the 5th that's going up.
Yeah, and I don't think Ultra's prepared for this at all. I don't think he's seen him, like the dropships, so he doesn't even know they're coming.
No, he's gonna skirt right around Ultra's vision.
Yeah.
And Dandy's got 3-0 and Ultra's just got 1-0.
Yeah. Upgrades are huge in TVT because it's the difference between 2-shotting tanks versus 3-shotting tanks.
Right, and now since Dandy already has his 3 upgrade on his attack, he can start getting his armor upgrade.
Yeah, he's gonna deny this bottom left expansion of Ultras right now.
Ultra reacted pretty quickly to it though, it's actually not gonna do anything.
Fuji, did you just join us because your player is playing a show match, or would you have joined regardless?
This is the first day that I have time to join.
Ah, that's cool. Appreciate it.
I'll be more available next
done.
week.
So
Like 7 days, and then I'll be off all next week.
That is a lot of units.
Yeah, he's just gonna steamroll here, not even siege up.
There's a lot of Goliaths there that are just gonna soak damage for those tanks in the back.
yeah, and Ultra's units at the bottom aren't really doing much there, huh?
Oh yeah. Looks like it might be a bad rally or he lost control groups.
I guess he's just trying to cover from top or bottom, but that just leads you to being penetrated from one point. He's not moving those tanks, though. He's going to cover the bottom. And he's got a bunch of tanks and vultures just sitting there. You see that? Does he know that he has units there?
He's probably wondering where his units are right now too.
Yeah, TVT is pretty crazy.
At least that's what happens to me pretty much every game.
Shout out to Blander and JoJo for playing the first B rank show match.
Yeah, Ultra found his units.
Yeah.
that's feeling.
Look at the supplies though. Ultra has a slight edge still, so he's been trading and maybe macroing better.
He's making some dropships, eh? Dandy doesn't have many turrets, so he's vulnerable to a drop. Ultra just made a ton of turrets, eh? Like, wow.
Yeah, I think because he saw the drops that hit bottom left, so he wants to get some turrets up.
So I feel like in late game TVTs, actually I don't really see battle cruisers come out all that often anymore.
I was just thinking that.
I've seen when when Ultra was on Seoul during I think it was BSL 5 or 4, they played with each other a lot and they had massive battle cruiser battles with Yamatos and everything. Those were like internal team practices.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Danny's trying to find his footing right now. The last few things he's tried have kind of been blunted by Ultra. His dropship play at the bottom left. Ultra cleaned it up really fast with his vultures, and then his push through the middle. He maybe gained about a screen's worth of space. But Ultra was able to defend that very well. Right now he's falling about 40 supply behind.
Yeah, I'm playing better for Ultra in this game now. He's definitely up. He's been trading better. Once his upgrades catch up, he should be able to be more effective.
Yeah, and you have the 3 dropships coming into bottom right that are just going to clean up these tanks. And then the reinforcements from the bottom, or the army at the bottom that cuts off reinforcements.
Yeah, this isn't looking good for Dandy at all.
Yeah. Ultra's basically up 2 bases to him right now.
Yeah, and double supply just about.
Yeah, he needs to desperately get this bottom right under control.
The problem though is that Dandy is going to be starved for gas now since he lost both of those gases, and I'm pretty sure that his main gas is depleted, so he's on 2 gas.
I think it's too bad that he kind of
Oh, he's on 1 gas. Both his main and natural are depleted, and he's got his mineral only. So he's on 1 gas.
Yeah. I think it's too bad that he didn't, try to continue with his dropship play. Yeah, I got boarded, but I feel like that would have helped him, defend his bottom right base a little better. Yeah, Ultra's just gonna push through.
Ooh.
There it is. And that's it.
Was it always in Ultra's favor, or was it going back and forth a bit?
I think the beginning was slight edge to Dandy, and then I think it started going south when Dandy failed his drop, and then didn't keep up with it. So
Ultra played super safe. He was just camping.
Also, the thing about his drop, I felt like it was kind of a weird composition where it was like 6 tanks, and actually,
yeah, he needed some more vultures and maybe some Goliaths.
Yeah, and actually, I noticed another thing that happened was he had 4 dropships going down, but then what ended up happening was I think he lost track of one of the dropships, or either that or it wasn't actually filled, and he left the dropship at his 4 o'clock base and didn't bring it with him when he did that drop. It's kind of weird. If that was full, you kind of wonder if maybe that outcome would have changed.
Guys, if you're tuning in, this is a Think Quick Price Showmatch. We basically pay money to players to play a best of 5 A rankers and S rankers. We're also looking for B and C rankers to play show matches. Join our Discord if you haven't. You're free to hop on and cast some show matches. We're on Fridays and Saturdays at night, Eastern Time. Yeah, we got Bonneth in a show match next. It's his debut in our Brood War Coliseum. I'm trying to use the old Gladiator theme until we get sued.
It's the next game up.
those of you that can't stand TVDs, just hold on tight. We have bonnets next.
Fuji, are you coming?
Yeah, I can't. Oh, there's.
Oh, yeah, no rush. Because I know you're busy this fast. No rush.
All right, I'm in.
Question from chat.
We got Bonnet versus Casper, aka Grind Boss. We're trying our best to, hook up equal and worthy opponents, but you got to realize there's only so many people on our Discord who are available. There are time zone differences, like it's not easy. But we've had a lot of good show matches. Check out our YouTube page. Yesterday we had DeVault versus Siggy. What else did we have, Jerry? Was it True Touch and Terror? Yeah, I think Terror played True Touch. Ooh, some messages. Vamos means kind of like...
He's basically saying, what is our score? And he says, is the score 3-2 right now? That's what he asks. Because Ultra...
Vamos? What does that mean, score?
No, he's so how are we going is basically how it translates. Like the literal translation. But it's just basically, he wanted like a status check on what their score was.
How's your Spanish, man? Because you grew up in the West, right? But you speak it and read fluent?
I was born in Guatemala and I moved here when I was 2 to California.
Yeah, I moved when I was 2 years old too. I can't read or write in my native language. Can you?
Yeah, I actually can read and write in 7 different languages.
Oh, that's
fuck, man.
That probably comes in handy in
No, you're joking. You're trolling, right?
This is 100% not a troll.
Yeah, you're bullshitting.
I'm not bullshitting.
Is that
So
Jerry laughing or fleeting
so
drink?
No, that's
learned-
Gary laughing. Come on.
Yeah, he's
so
bullshitting. Right? Like, I'm
not
a
bullshitting.
person. You can't do that stuff with me. That's why Jerry's bullshitting.
No, I don't think he's bullshitting. I mean, like, I feel
Well,
like
I took Spanish in the States, so maybe that's how you learn, or maybe at home.
I learned Spanish from like my family, obviously. English from Sesame Street. Thank you.
But they taught you how to
yeah,
read.
shout out to Sesame Street. That's where I learned my English too.
The
And
interesting
then
thing is they taught you how to read and write because you don't really pick that up from parents, right? You can verbally, but not.
I don't know. I mean, I took French in high school for 4 years.
You were in Spanish.
Yeah, and then
You could have just gotten A+.
I learned Portuguese from video gaming. Italian
Which is
from
similar to Spanish, right? Well, I think there's similarities between all these languages.
Right.
Yeah, like
Italian
all our
from
magic languages.
my step grandma. She's Italian. I self-taught myself Japanese from watching anime, hence like my name Fujikura. I took Latin in college.
Jerry, we got the nerds here. One from Berkeley and another one that speaks fucking every single language.
So Fiji, you're just
Yeah, but I'm a retard, man. Not the one that really counts and makes money, bro. Shouldn't I be able to speak 7 languages?
Yeah.
I had this conversation with Fuji about like managing owning teams and stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, well, I manage one of the best teams," and I just thought about all the money and time I suck into TQ. Fucking screw
no,
up.
like Fuji, the languages probably helps, right? Like in terms of like managing like an international team.
Like if you talk to like a lot of my players from South America, they'll joke and say that like when they first joined Seoul that my Spanish was like terrible. I beg to differ. They're just being trolls. My Spanish is
So you got to practice it too.
yeah.
with
So
your-
before that, I hadn't practiced Spanish other than like my mom for like the longest time. So now I get to practice it a lot more with like the Peruvians, and it's interesting because Spanish there's different dialects. So I grew up learning Guatemalan Spanish and Mexican Spanish, and then I learned Chilean Spanish and Peruvian Spanish. It's totally
When
different.
you say dialects, it's not accents. There's just different kinds of like.
Well, certain
What?
words, like if you were to say this word to a Mexican, they would get super offended. But in
Oh.
Chile, you say that word, it'd be like what's up, bro? That's basically would be like,
But everybody understands the word. It has different implications.
yeah. So it'd be like calling, like say in England, if calling somebody bro would be a big insult, but then obviously in the States,
Right.
it's fine.
I mean, I'll say the other thing is, I know I took like 4 years of Spanish when I was in high school, but like I can't understand.
You probably didn't learn the slang either. So a lot of when I say Chilean and Peruvian, it's learning the slang like terminology.
Yeah. Hey, something interesting here. Ultra is going to go for, I think, a fast siege here, where he actually never took his SCVs off cast.
Yeah. So remember in the game on Circuit Breaker how I said Ultra could have been more aggressive, but he wasn't. So this is Ultra doing the aggressive build because Dandy has like nothing, so he has to defend with SCVs and Marines.
I like it. 2 SCVs, 3 Marines. He should
But
be
SCVs are OP. Look at that. Like,
as long as he repairs that tank, he should be okay.
The OP and multiple functions.
And he's got a bunker. I can't see Dandy getting
Dandy's
out.
gonna have to lift his command center, and he's gonna have to wait till he gets his own siege tanks.
You know what's fascinating about eco builds versus tech builds is like, despite all this, they're at the same SCV count.
Right.
So he lost like 6 SCVs, but then somehow he has the same amount of SCVs.
Which because so he had his command center first, right? So he's building SCVs out of 2 command centers, whereas Ultra's is almost finished.
But it kind of goes to show you, right? Like when you're doing this tech versus eco, you have to get some damage out of that tech, otherwise, it's just you're so behind.
Right. But in the game on Circuit Breaker that we watched, Dandy was ahead economically and he still lost the game. So I mean, I guess decision making makes also a big difference.
So could you tell us a little more about like you building up Soul and things like that? Like how does like you how does one go about finding that first player?
So it was actually a mistake. So originally in 2008 we had a very good team, and Ultra had tried out for Soul in 2008. He didn't pass his test, but for some reason his games were so good that they resonated with me. And when Remastered came out, we rebuilt. And I started talking to Ultra. I go, "Hey man, you remember you were on Soul? Blah blah blah." And then he was like, "What?" And then we just started talking, and then that's how I recruited him, because it was a mistake. It was my bad. He's like, "No, I failed the test. I never joined Soul. I wanted to." And I go, "Well, now's your chance."
That's awesome.
Can I join Soul?
Well, you have to pass the test, man.
Yeah, you gotta, or you know, I'll take a sponsorship deal. You can give us like 500 months towards.
Jerry, what do you got?
And
Can we give them?
you know, I'll even package deal. Both of you guys, $500, $250 each.
I thought you were a player, but
You guys on
you
you guys on the website. I'll get you guys 2 or 3 jerseys each.
But like, I'm curious though, like as a team owner, like what kind of expenses do you guys actually have? Because it sounded like, actually, like players don't really get salary. I guess it's just not how it works.
So I think us and IRK are the ones that compensate players.
Oh, you guys do. Wow, that's
Yeah, so I compensate for Clan Wars. So if you win your match, I give you a certain like stipend for winning, and it depends on the league. So for Brood War Clan League, I don't give you anything because there's no prize. But obviously, you're part of the team, so you have that pride of your team, so you're gonna play. For STPL, I give a higher stipend because there's a prize there, and then for like the South American League that has like a $300 prize, I'll give a smaller stipend for playing in that. And if you win like BSL, I'll give you like a percentage bonus of the prize.
Are these good incentivizers, you feel?
Yeah, I mean, there's a guy.
Play
So
really
there's a
regardless.
team that offered Bonith like a monthly salary, and he denied them and said, "No, I'm sticking with Fuji."
So I'm guessing it's not like the financial benefit isn't their only incentive. There must be other things involved.
Oh,
with
like
it.
so, like when I'll manage their schedules too. So I'll be like, okay, there's here. So I have like a what is it? The Gmail like calendar, and I'll put like all the tournaments on there, all the clan wars. So you just and then I give them the calendar, and it has all the times, and it translates to their time zone, so they know when to show up for tournaments. And then like also like I'll manage show matches for them, as you've seen. So they just have to really just focus on playing the game.
What it takes to be a manager of the manager himself.
Yeah, and that's why I don't have a lot of time to like play myself. I do play in the CPL sometimes, which is the Coach People League. And I'm in tier 1, even though I don't think I should be. I'd rather be in tier 2. But I'd have to lose more than I win, and I've unfortunately been winning a little bit more than I think I should.
We're gonna set you up against someone, man. Silver wants a piece of you.
He's tier 0, he'll beat me. In the CPL, he's tier 0.
I'll sponsor it and watch it. How bad will he be?
I don't know, depends. Silver, his skill kind of fluctuates, so if it's like his bad day, I might be able to take a game off him. Like you were setting up a show match with Jojo. He's tier 0 also, and during the CPL I went 1 and 2 against him, so I took a match off him. But he's also tier 0.
Cool. He just played Blender, so
I don't know who Blender is, but
Latin
based
American. I think he's
on
in.
knowing Jojo, I would wager that Jojo.
He's DM Strudel, I believe.
Oh, Strudel.
Yes, sir.
I'm not 100% sure on Strudel's skill level though, but I know Strudel.
If we had
I like his accent.
If we had like 3 of you, we can like pair you up against an S rank, or maybe 2 of you. I don't know how that.
I would be willing to play Age from IRK though. I think that would be a good.
That would be cool because he's down to play. He said he's looking for.
He's also my rival clan leader. So.
Have you guys ever played?
Not played, no.
We'd actually sponsor that one, I think, because we don't pay prizes for B and C rank, but that one I think would be cool. I'm gonna message him and say that you.
Remember what race he is.
So Ultra just broke out of his contain, by the way. And a very nice thing he did was set up this little minefield trap between reinforcements. Oh.
Yeah, Dandy just lost those 2 tanks. I was going to say Dandy's being a little bit more careful this game because he was not losing units to the mines, but then he lost 2 tanks. But Dandy's got his 3rd set up, and it's decently defended because he's got the 2 tanks and the vultures there. Let's see, upgrades.
It's pretty early in the game, it feels, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're both at 0-0.
Yep, they are both at 0-0, but Dandy's armory is spinning, whereas Ultra's isn't. So Dandy is going to have +1 soon.
Yeah,
which in all the games that since I've joined, Dandy's had upgrade advantage, but Ultra's traded a lot better.
Right. And this is a case where I think it's the same thing's happening. Ultra just pushed through the little line in the center, but he's not going to be able to push through this because there's a giant minefield in between his next set of tanks and his own tanks.
One of my friends wants to have a show match against me. Her name's Queen. She thinks she can beat me, but she's
Let's set it up, man.
scrub. She's watching the stream right now, so I'm calling her scrub.
That's awesome.
Well, Queen, if you're up for it.
I mean, I'll do it. She says she's gonna beat me.
Wait, is that Rude Girl?
No, it's Queen. She runs.
She's not on our
a team.
Discord, right?
I'm not sure. She was also one of like the admins for the CPL. earlier this year.
You know everybody, man. Invite them to the Discord so we could have more people participate in show matches.
So just I don't know if it was a drop or a run by, but he's killing a lot of SCVs in Dandy's main. Looks like 15 SCVs, give or take.
Yeah, it was a dropship. I missed that too. But Danny did do something nice in that he's delayed this third command center for so long.
Ultra's got a command center bottom at 6 o'clock and also setting up at what, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, but he just needs to scan that. Oh, actually no.
And here comes another big drop into Dandy's main.
Right before the turret finishes.
Yep.
Oh.
See, this is why I like dropship play because it's so annoying.
Well, that's the thing with Terran Mech is it's very immobile and slow.
Yep.
So it's Terran's turn is all about positioning yourself. So obviously Ultra's got a good position here and he's trading really well again.
Was that a good, effective drop, you think?
I think it was effective because look at the supply differences now. So Dandy had a supply advantage, and now Ultra's got this supply advantage.
He had a bunch of units go back into his base, and they're all gone.
Ultra's units were still in the base until like a couple seconds ago.
Yeah.
But Dandy does have his third. Ultra does not have a functional third at the moment.
Ooh, another drop? And he got scanned there. So
and the turrets aren't up yet.
Is he gonna go back with his vultures?
He needs to, desperately.
Oh, he got scared of that the tanks that were already sieged up. Oh, this is gonna do some damage.
Oh, that was so close to destroying all the SCVs too.
That's so smart. He knew that he would back off. Like he didn't even go back into his base with those vultures. That's interesting.
Well, that was kind of like an interesting thing, right? Because that was a little bit of a bluff. I mean, he didn't really all that much in his base. I mean, I guess he has his production, so his next round of production would have come to defend. But still.
I love TVT on this map because it's a little smaller, I think, than Circuit Breakers. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit smaller.
It's just a cool map to have a TVT. I guess the greenery.
Well, what makes it smaller, right, is there's no... So between the natural and the third, you don't have those ramps. There's just water and, like, cliffs. So you can't bring your army across that, like on Circuit Breaker. And we got a drop over at the 12 o'clock position. Ultra's dropping.
Yeah, this is super annoying to deal with, again. Because this is on the high ground. In order to reinforce it, you have to come up from the low ground.
Yeah, so I think Dandy's going to lose quite a bit here, potentially.
But SCVs are OP.
They are OP. They've got 60 health. That's ridiculous. And they can be healed, so if you had like a medic there, they'd be getting healed.
It'd be even more OP.
And then you can repair them with another SCV. Like, come on. And I don't know if he missed something at 6 o'clock, because that
there's nothing there.
Down.
Once again, I actually somehow I like Danny's position still. Because he's somehow been able to deny these expansions for so long that I don't feel like him being on defensive all this time has actually really mattered.
Well, actually, if you look at the positioning, Dandy's in the same position, give or take, that Ultra was. So he's got the mines set up for that control, and doesn't have a full surround on Ultra's army, but he's got him surrounded a little bit. So in order for Ultra to push towards the west, he'd have to go through that big minefield.
I'm just checking in the chat right now. There's a debate on how many D rankers could an S rank.
Fuji said it's the stupidest idea, but I just want to see it. I
Well,
guess C
but what
rank
do
is
you guys think?
high. Fuji, they're saying C rank is too high. You need like D or E rankers.
I think you need at least D ranks, like up to 2v1, or you need like a 10-minute no rush or something.
But you gotta realize T rankers are bad, but they're not that bad. Like they still have a concept of the game. If you mass up enough units and throw it at somebody,
Like it's interesting,
hard
right?
to
What
defend
strategy you would use to beat an S ranker, and what strategy you would use to beat 2 players.
Well, I've won 1v4s before, but they
On Fast Snap Popsicle, or
no, just like on a regular map. But they were like my friends, and they're not that good.
yeah. Like speaking of like old school games, I know like the only similar analog to that is, back when we were in college, I was at Berkeley, and we were doing LAN nights with I don't know if you guys know, I was talking to Ox about it, but like Yosh, like TOT Yosh.
Yeah, I know Yosh. I've
Yeah.
met him before.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So we did LAN nights with him, and it would just be like three. I think three of us played StarCraft. And
so what was your screen name back then? Is it the same as it is now?
it was like Phase or something. I have like a really old TL account that I can really post on.
Was it with a Z?
No, with an S. But yeah, so it'd be like three of us who actually knew how to play StarCraft against like, and then there would be like a bunch of people who didn't really know how to play StarCraft, and we would do like 2v4 like hunters, where it'd be like Yosh and someone versus like one of us who were much worse than Yosh, and three other random people, and we would still struggle. Well, about 50-50. It would be 50-50. But that was pretty fun.
You gotta realize, like, no matter how bad a player is, they're still gonna be better than the computer, right?
Yeah, in most
And
cases, you can
computer's
push.
just gonna throw like a bunch of units at you, and it's kind of difficult to defend every so often if you got like 40 zealots just running towards your base.
Right, and in a LAN environment, you can like coordinate with your team.
But Dan's doing a really good push right now, but I'm not sure if he's gonna trade effectively.
Yeah, Ultra reinforced just at the right time, so he's not going to be able to get that much damage with that. But on the bottom side, he's actually I feel like he's fully contained Ultra. I don't think Ultra's breaking out from the bottom. He's
Yeah,
got
because now he's got that the mineral field and also, I mean the minefield and also all those things.
Exactly.
But Ultra could break it with dropships because there's no turrets down there. And we got a bunch of dropships heading down that way.
Dandy is
But
ahead.
I don't think they're in those dropships.
These guys are talking about that Berkeley class in the chat. Yeah,
Were you one of them that taught it?
yeah, I was one of the guys who taught it. I was more of like an administrator kind of person. Like, we did the paperwork and made sure like.
You guys didn't get paid by the
No,
university.
we didn't. We got like 1 or 2 units, university credits.
Was this
for teaching.
part of like the College Star League at all, or before?
No, it was way before. It was like 2 years before. Oh, actually, no. College Star League was going on at that time as well. And I was like the team manager for Berkeley at the time as well.
Was this a semester-long class?
It was a semester-long
And
class.
I
students
think
could
I
enroll and
heard
get
about that.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like
Was this like in
first-
2010 or something?
2009 was our first
Okay.
class first time we did it.
Because I met Yosh at the 2008 WCG Pacific qualifiers.
Yeah.
So pretty much, Ultra's lost control of his what is it, that third o'clock base, because Dandy pretty much has control of that. So I think he's gonna lose it pretty soon. So it looks like Ultra's like getting impatient. He's gonna move those tanks on his third.
So if
Here
Dandy wins this, that means this is going to Game 7.
Yeah, and I think if once Dandy takes this this base, it's over because if you look at Ultra's main is mined out, so is his natural. So he's only got his 6 o'clock, while Dandy's got 3 healthy bases. Yep, there it is. GG.
Wow.
Yeah, so Dandy's got top left, pretty much.
Pushing almost 300 APM.
That's one thing worth mentioning.
They've been playing for like an hour and a half, man.
Exactly. The amount of like mental and like physical stamina and dexterity required to play 2 continuous hours of.
You guys know what the score is right now? This is crazy.
We're at 3-3.
Yeah,
Yes.
man. Listen, when this was set up, I think it was in the morning, and I forgot all about it, and I didn't know they were both playing Terran, but they agreed anyways. And then I came back in the afternoon, and one of them had messaged me, and I was like, "Have you been playing this whole fucking time? It's been like half a day." It's like, yeah, bro.
And look, we
Exhausted.
got Yanux in the channel, Mr. Not S rank.
What's up?
No, Ivan is in the chat. I said Mr. Not S rank.
Oh, I think we're at an ad right now, so that's good.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah, don't, man.
You know Ivan or something?
I actually intentionally kept your name out of that.
I was in Seoul for a while.
He's in DM. I think he's DM Pride.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh, they can hear us again. Seems.
All
We
right,
basically work on the honor system. If that's because like if you're setting up 2v2 matches and you need to know what their rank is, there is no 2v2 ladder. But if Dandy's like an S rank player, then we would consider him a 2v2 S ranker. If somebody says they're around S rank, man, I don't, like asking for proof and stuff. Like I'm hoping everybody's just really upfront about it because
see, S rank is very relative because
you're
an
gonna
A
get
rank
stopped if you're not at that
player,
level. It's embarrassing.
an A rank player can't beat an S rank player. It's not like an unsurmountable like skill levels.
Yeah, totally. I agree with that.
But if they're not S rank, they are not S rank just because they can beat S rank.
Holding S rank is a different thing too, right? Like
Right.
getting there and then you get dropped back. Like Artosis struggles with that, and he came up with a video called MMR Hell to explain the situation. But I'm guessing.
And Artosis loses S rank from playing because you can also lose it from inactivity.
Right.
Because
that's-
he's pretty active as far as I've seen. He plays consistently.
If somebody says they're S rank, I think we kind of go with it and then pair him up with an S ranker around his level, though, because there could be huge differences between. Boneth is S rank, right? And then I don't know who's another S ranker. Well, I don't want to make it
DeWalt?
personal. Well, that's a bad example because they're both really good. I was thinking of
Oh.
someone who's like a lower S rank.
Like I think Terra hits S rank, but he's kind of hovers between the border.
Is that right? Terror?
Yeah, he does. He has at least one account that's S rank right now.
I thought he's solid S rank player. Like there's no question of what, and he could hold that. So when you said that sometimes he bounces back and forth, I was surprised.
Maybe
In order to not bounce back and forth, you got to be active on that account. And I know he's got several accounts, so he might just lose track of how many days it's been since he's played his 10th account.
Oh man, he
Yeah,
knows
I
what.
think you're right because I think like I was looking because I was just like checking ranks for various players that we featured on these matches, and a lot of them actually have multiple accounts that are all like A ranks. That if they played on longer, they probably could get to S rank. You see that?
Big shout out to Matt Hino for donating $20, which covers almost one day's worth of show matches. Two S rank show matches. Hey Matt Hino, if you're listening to this, man, you can jump on the voice chat and talk to us, and maybe we can get some little baby words from your baby daughter. I don't think she can speak any words yet, though.
I don't recognize this map.
This is Polypoid, I think, right?
No, to recognize it. It is Polypoid, yeah.
It's probably, yeah.
Guys, you're welcome to join our voice chat or whatever on our Discord. It's an open cast.
It's just where Ultra's building his barracks. I didn't know there was like a wall there, like some ruins and stuff. Like I was like, what is that?
So this is the game that determines the outcome. It's the game for all the marbles.
If you're playing ladder outside of Korea, you still pair up with Koreans? Because somebody said Artos
Yes,
is
you
having
do.
a hard time because he's in Korea and he just plays Koreans.
Well, so
What's the difference?
here's that comment. So Artosis is in Korea, so he's gonna play TR-24 low versus Korean, which is almost land level. So Koreans have really good micro. So if you're playing at TR-16, your micro's not gonna be as good as TR-24. So that's why. So for example, Bonnet, who's arguably the best foreigner, he plays TR-14 low or high versus Koreans. So they're not going to play the best that they can, and he's not going to play the best that he can either.
But you can get matched up against
Yeah,
Korean.
You can and you will. Like I get matched up against Koreans all the time, and I might end up TR-24 or TR-20 or TR-16. It's really weird. Sometimes I get really good lag, and sometimes I get like really terrible lag.
And I've seen like some Koreans who just won't play with you if you are low.
Leave the game.
So it's just like within the first 30 seconds they'll leave.
They're there to practice. They don't care about their ladder, their MMR, because it's not like they're in a team house where they can just practice with other players. So they need to rely on ladder to practice. So playing TR 8 or 10 is a waste of their time.
But for us scrubs who just care about MMR, we love it when that happens.
Yep, for sure. Like I'll have a game and they'll like write in Korean to me, and I know it's Korean. I'll say, I don't speak Chinese, and then they'll go. They say get out, and then I start like just like kind of like saying, why were you speaking Chinese to me?
Why, man?
If you speak English, well, it makes them tell, and then they lose and they get mad because they were telling me to get out because of
Psychological warfare? That's your
lag.
strategy?
It is.
Yeah, and then Fuji follows it up with like a 2-gate proxy in the center against Terran. And then
Wait, how did you know I do that?
But all Protosses are the same.
Oh, yeah.
All you guys are
Actually, I don't 2-gate proxy because it's really risky. I'll do 1-gate proxy.
Okay.
Fuji, you need to replace the R with a P, bro. Come on, man. Be loyal.
Well, when I went to create my Soul P account, I couldn't for some reason. It's like somebody made it, or for some reason there was like a bug and I couldn't create it, so I just made Soul.
Here's Dandy. Trying to
All right.
rush.
OP SCVs again. It looks like this rush is gonna fail. So
Nice.
Ultra is down by 6 SCVs, and he committed a lot. So
Yeah, Danny's super far ahead right now. So
He's
unless
but look at all these tanks barreling down.
so if he can get something done with the siege mode. Oh, he doesn't have as many SCVs now. I mean, as many Marines now.
And if you saw Dandy's siege tank kind of glitched out, that was not good.
Yeah, it's
Look at where
it's
it's like way back
finishing
there.
now.
It's all hurt. Okay, so now this is starting to look a little bit better for Ultra, because look at the SCV count is evened up just about.
So Danny finally gets his siege mode up so he can properly defend without risking just like losing his command center. But this Wraith's kind of annoying to deal with. He doesn't have an armor yet.
No, and Ultra's building more Wraiths back at home too.
Yeah. I would say when I played TVT back in the day, I loved one starport build, precisely because you could do this like these little mini skirmishes with siege mode.
Yeah, and actually what's becoming more popular these days is a 2-port Wraith build, which is really annoying also.
Yeah, that's if you play against me on my D rank ladder account, you'll see me exclusively going 2-port Wraith.
The only thing with that is it requires a lot of micro, so you said you're D rank?
I'm like a low C rank right now.
So I'm guessing every so often like your SCV production and your like macro starts to slip because you're micro in the Wraiths, right?
Yeah, or it's even worse, and I just lose my rates.
Yeah, they're an expensive unit to go for.
But it's fun.
With missiles.
It's fun when it works.
Yeah.
So he's got cloaked rates now, and that's annoying because he doesn't have an academy or an eBay, so he's in a lot of trouble.
And it's just one thing that Dandy likes to macro and do greedy strategy. So I think over the length of this series, Ultra has kind of picked up on that because they haven't played. As far as I know, they haven't practiced with each other in at least like 6 months. So Dandy Ultra doesn't really know how Ultra was playing, but I think he adapted to Dandy's style. Because look, Dandy doesn't even have detection, so he's got the Goliaths, but he doesn't have scan, he doesn't have missile turrets.
And he's not even getting another, like, I guess the problem is he needs a barracks for an academy.
So he's just basically waiting for the Wraith energy to wear out at this point.
Yeah, this is a really miserable place to be in.
And
now he has to barrel down ramp against 3 siege tanks.
Yeah, luckily Ultra's Wraith energy is running out, so that's gonna help him.
But I just don't think he has enough.
Yeah, I think Ultra's just gonna be able to like just clamp down on his jugular, on Danny's jugular here.
What if this is a 50-minute game?
Then I'd call you a liar.
No, look, he's gonna lose
No
his
way.
CC. Repair it. Dead. CC's
Yeah,
dead.
his SCVs got tangled up on the ramp.
If this was me, I would have GG'd out already.
No, but this game's for all the marbles.
I would have so like GG'd out.
That's
Unless
not
I was
Dandy's
unless I
style.
was playing against Queen, then this would be a very winnable position for me. My friend Queen, not the
I mean, if you look back at Ultra's base, he's got his natural fully up and running. Got 41 SCVs. It's, you know, players can't see that, but I feel like if Dandy sends an SCV and sees that it wasn't a super all-in build, but I mean, he should know this is not a super all-in build. You know, this is pretty much impossible to come back from.
Yep. 18 to 44 SCVs. Well, I feel like that was kind of anticlimactic. We had like a 3-3 go to like game 7 and then kind of like a
You guys are
wash.
spoiled, man. You're getting the top foreigners play.
But it did show you, I mean, if you want to go back to the replays or not the replays, but like the YouTube casts, you can kind of take a look at how you punish, you know, a greedy strat in the early game. That was really
Right.
a good example of that. With a not super conventional build these days, a backport build.
I wonder what Dandy is thinking right now. Like, does he think he's got a shot, or like what's his game plan?
Look, he's upgrading like mines and speed at the same time, so he's probably just going for one last.
Like he's gonna try
bust.
to do like some run by and try and do as much damage as he can to catch up.
Exactly. No,
Kill,
no.
like, 30
anything more.
SCVs and then the miracle Hail Mary play.
Here it comes. Vulture speed just finished.
Alright, let's see if he can get something done. Nope.
It's just not enough.
Yeah. Not enough. So you guys said you were gonna cast Bonnet's game next? There's the
Ooh, yes, we got Boneth, his debut, and one of our toughest gladiators, man, who's always down to play a show match. The reason that you're seeing some of the same guys playing show matches is because couldn't find anybody else. So I really do try to reach out to other people to invite them, and it really depends on them having.
Prima and you have really bad ad synchronization.
We got an ad right now, though.
Yeah, we got an ad. Yeah. But you should repeat what you were about to say.
We got Bonnet for
Like 20 seconds.
Jerry, are you still there? Pato. Mr. Pato is going to join you guys.
Excellent.
The duck.
We're gonna cast in Spanish though, so you guys gotta bear with us.
He did.
Alright.
He
Did
did,
he?
man. We asked him for one. It was, I think, Scan versus Yoon. Am I right, Jerry? It was like the first game, and he was casting in Espanol. It was awesome. Are we back?
Is the ad over?
I still see ad on my stream. It says add 2 of 9.
Are you seriously running?
Ad 2 of 9?